1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. Online at ESPNSA.com. All day, every day. KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. On the go at ESPNSA.com. I'm in the familiar confines of the studio. Still feels odd, but I'm glad to be back. Jason Minix comfortably in the Minix Mansion, and James Pledger is just on the other side of the double pane glass. We got him inside the box of fun. Hey, did you guys see the CDC announcement today? If you're vaccinated, if you've got your inoculation, you don't have to wear that thing anymore. That mask can go by the wayside.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, I know what.
No,
what
we beat it, man.
Today.
We conquered it. It's over. It's over.
Now here's what I'm kind of worried, because even my mother is texting. Does this mean I don't have to wear it? And I saw what the CDC said, and I saw what the president said about 3:00 as my mother texted. He interrupted the Judge Judy show to come on and say you don't need a mask, but
that's where they know everybody's watching.
But it's kind of like every business is still going to have their own policy, right? Like shoes and shirts and all that kind of stuff. So I guess you got to keep it. Like I've got to get on an airplane on Saturday. Do I have to wear a mask?
Yes, that CDC says you still have to wear it in airplanes and in medical facilities. But other than that, they are lifting the restrictions. And certainly if it's your property, you can decide to do whatever you'd like. I imagine there'll be some with masks, but I don't think once the CDC says it, there's not much more recourse. I mean, that's kind of it. So,
well, I'm excited about it. I mean, just as we see more and more stadiums getting fuller in baseball, and obviously with 73,000 at Jerry World for the Canelo fight, the NFL is not putting ticket restrictions on their teams come the fall. So it's going to be more in your local areas and what they want. But the NFL isn't going to tell a team to reduce capacity if the local, like in Arlington, that'll be full. Houston, it'll be full. San Francisco, maybe not. But man, does it feel like we're moving in the right direction with that announcement.
Now, we say this with the caveat. There is news from the New York Yankees that 7 of their vaccinated coaches have tested positive. That doesn't mean they're sick. Doesn't mean they're, ill or have to be away, but they are, in fact, carrying the virus. So just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you can't get it. It just means you're not necessarily going to get sick. You might still deal with a breakthrough, though. So, yeah, I would say everybody kind of go with their own way, but certainly feels good to think, you know what, if I left my mask at home, I don't have to turn around now.
Well, isn't that half the battle? I mean, I had a lunch meeting today, and I walk into the restaurant wearing my mask. I eat, and then I walk out without my mask. And on the way out of the restaurant, the hostess said, "Your mask, sir." And oh yeah, sorry. I mean, because I'd been sitting there at the table eating, and I'm walking out. But I mean, and that's the kind of stuff that I think all of us, everybody's just trying to get through it together. But it's little stuff like that you don't even think about. And do I need to laminate my vaccinated card and wear it around my
like a lanyard,
chest member in grade school? Yeah, like a lanyard, like a media credential. Vaccinated, here it is.
Scan it right here.
Are people going to ask for your vaccination card? Or do you just assume, like, if you're unvaccinated and just trying to blend in, well, you're probably going to get sick and you'll weed yourself out pretty quick, right? Is that kind of the thought process at this point?
That is a legit concern, isn't it? That because everybody's taking their masks off, if you're not vaccinated, it's going to be that much easier to catch it. More incentive. Did you see what Indiana's doing? Is it the state of Indiana is offering?
Are they the ones offering $1 million?
Yeah, for 5 weeks. If you've gotten your vaccination, you're in for a lottery for either $1 million or a free college education. That's a worthy idea. We've been waiting too long on that one.
Well,
James Pledger just left. James is moving to Indiana. He just walked out of the studio.
Yeah. Good luck, man. I would have said if you did none a year ago, you could have worked remotely and nobody would have cared. Somehow I have a feeling that's about to change.
No, I think that is definitely changing as I'm sitting in the friendly confines. We got a lot to talk about today. The Cowboys schedule is,
that
in
means
fact,
I got to leave the kitchen table.
Yeah, no kidding. At some point, I'll tell you, the snacks around here aren't nearly as good. Not even
Well,
close.
then I ain't coming
I
back.
shared my Granny Smith apples
I
with
also
you.
heard well, I ain't eating a Granny Smith apple, you know that. But even apparently at the office, we're not bringing back the coffee machine. We'll have Keurig machines, but no coffee machine. I'm curious what offices are going to look like as they reopen and bring people back into the buildings.
So no coffee machine around
Did
here?
Rob leave? Oh.
No, I'm here.
No. Yeah. You I don't think you were in that meeting on Tuesday, but yeah. No community coffee machine. There's going to be Keurigs that are going to be throughout the building, but you got to supply your own Keurig.
My own
cup. You
Bring your own K-cups.
I got to bring my own. See, that's what this is. Let's be realistic here. This has nothing to do with
health. It wasn't about saving money.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He said it wasn't about saving money.
It's all about safety.
It was about the community thing, because I guess we're getting some industrial Keurig machines, but since everybody likes those things that taste different, you're kind of on your own to bring whatever flavor you want. I'm not a coffee drinker. It doesn't affect me one bit. I just want to know when the box of donuts comes in, can it stay in the break room and everybody have at it, or is stuff like that going to be barred? That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, we go back to the old, if you worked in promo and radio, you're not going to catch it. You've been exposed to way too much sickness over your life. You're going to be just fine. Hey, we're going to talk horse racing today. Dick Jerardi is going to be back with us today. He of betonline.ag. We're going to look back at the Kentucky Derby. Medina Spirit is going to be running, although minus the salve, and we'll go through a lot of testing. We'll look forward to the Preakness. Astros are banging some homers, man. What, they hit 5 last night?
Woo!
And to commemorate a 5-dinger night,
the Angels.
Yeah, they are going to take care of their minor league staff in a way that no Major League Baseball team has done. We'll tell you what that is going to be at 4:45. John McClain's going to be here at 5:15. Tom Brady's dad is talking smack in Boston. I heard that call just a little while ago. A lot of stuff about that I find very interesting. When has Tom Brady's dad ever called anything or done? Well, I've heard maybe a couple years ago when it was the Deflate Gate. I remember we heard from him.
He called into like a San Francisco radio station.
Well, clearly he listens to a lot of sports talk radio, and he, to my knowledge, has never just unsolicited called a radio show in Boston like he did. And my guess is, while playing for the Patriots, he knew what the rules were. Tom Jr. would be like, Dad, you can't call him. Do not call him. Do not. But now that he's with the Buccaneers, Dad, you want to call the Boston radio station? Do what you want. It kind of reminds me of Danny Green, who, dropped his podcast about 8 minutes after getting traded from the Spurs to Toronto. There's certain team rules that you got to follow. And now that Brady is not on the Patriots, Dad doesn't have to follow the Belichick rule.
And Brady's running smack on the Cowboys. Cowboys are America's team, Tom. I don't care what you say. You can tweet out whatever you like. Is the Buccaneer Patriot game, in your mind, what I've been told by a variety of ESPN suits, the most anticipated regular season game maybe of all time? Are you feeling that?
I'm not, but I have a feeling when that game rolls around, we're all going to want to see what Tom does to Bill. I understand the hype around that game. The fact that it's going to be in New England certainly makes sense. And, the way the schedule rolls, those teams don't get to play each other very often. So there was an opportunity that Tom could have gone to a team that would never play the Patriots in New England or ever play the Patriots while he's still playing. But the fact that it's going to be in New England, yeah, that's going to be a huge game. I can imagine the split fan base of the number 12 Brady jerseys in both the Patriots and Buccaneers that are going to be throughout that stadium.
He's going to be hurt.
No, he's not.
He's 45 years old. I guess I'm excited.
I don't want to speak this into existence, but maybe early in the first quarter of the season opener, rookie linebacker wearing number 11, Micah Parsons sacks Tom Brady and ends the season. That could happen.
We'll find out early. The first game of the year, that Thursday night. A couple things we didn't get into yesterday that I do want to talk about today. The list of the highest paid athletes in the world was dropped by Forbes yesterday. And, it's usual suspects. But I was just astounded by how much soccer players are getting in Europe, the overseas types, the Messis. I mean, it's one thing to talk. I mean, we look at $40 million a year as ridiculous money. I mean, what's Trout getting? He's got a $200 million deal, 250, something like that.
Yeah,
that's 3 years to Lionel Messi, man. Lionel Messi, that's just a couple of years. We think our athletes are getting paid.
Yeah, but they're getting paid in euros.
But that's bigger. Euros are bigger. Evidently, their euros are like a third larger than our dollar bill. It's just a bigger bill, and I guess it's worth more. I was just
you got to have a bigger wallet.
Astounded. Now Dak Prescott is in the top 10 highest paid athletes in the world. It's aptly earned, and that's a transient thing for America because these guys get their signing bonuses to start with, and for 1 year, you get 80. Next year might not be nearly as much just because of how those things are panned out. But looking at what Lionel Messi makes, we think we're big time. We do. I mean, the NFL's big time, and players think they have some control. The Europeans are well ahead of the game there, man. If they're signing 3-year, $250 million deals, 4-year, $800 million, that is far beyond.
Yeah, but they have to play soccer. Yeah. The money is insane.
How many soccer games
for the top of the top?
If you're a Lionel Messi, seriously, how many? Because you're playing in all these different tournaments and all these. How many games a year do these guys play? 30?
Probably more than that.
You think they work more than
that?
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, if we're getting there,
I think it's probably. Yeah, it's probably closer to 50. It's not NBA by any stretch, but it's more than NFL guys.
So I was trying to
sure, especially. Now, I don't know if his $93 million a year contract with his team, is that for everything that he participates in, or is he making side money for the other things that he's in? But it is. I mean, the money these pro athletes make is ridiculous, but there's a very few that actually get that kind of money. And you look at a Dak Prescott, who comes in at number 4 on that list this year because he had the money that he was making last year on the tag, and then he gets the $66 million or whatever guaranteed dollars for signing his contract this offseason. And they do include endorsement money on that list. What surprised me is they only factor in Dak Prescott at about $10 million in endorsement money. I kind of thought he would make more than that in endorsement, but you look at Dak Prescott, and I don't care what you think of Dak Prescott as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, because you're on one side of the fence. You either think he's great or you think he sucks. It's one or the other. There's no in between. But that dude is making, I don't know, this year about $30 million more than LeBron James. Think about that. Because don't you always kind of feel like LeBron is the highest paid athlete out there? Aaron Rodgers doesn't make the list. Neither does Patrick Mahomes, yet they're on every other commercial I see.
Because we don't count that. Are they counting? They're counting that in there as well.
List. Yeah.
So you look at what euros are making. Lionel Messi this year? Now I don't have an abacus. I couldn't tell you exactly what the euro is going for against the dollar. But Lionel Messi this year is expected. What the number I just saw? 555 million euros to be paid in 4 seasons to Lionel Messi. 500 million in 4. Can you imagine Dak Prescott holding out for 500 million over 4?
Mm-hmm.
It's 1.21 euros to the dollar to you and me.
And Messi, by the way, is number 2 on the list. Conor McGregor's at number 1, but that's partly because he sold his whiskey brand.
Proper number, whatever.
Ronaldo is at 120 million. And then you got Dak Prescott in there at number 4 on the list. LeBron at number 5. Neymar at 6. Federer at 7. Lewis Hamilton. He's a race car driver, right?
He's an F1 driver, yes.
Yeah. 82 million this year. Tom Brady at 76 million. Kevin Durant at 75 million. That's your top 10.
Now, if you want to go dollars per event, how much do you get paid to go perform? Lewis Hamilton, there are how many F1? I think there's like 21 F1 races. 20 right in there. So for 20 races, he's going to make what, 80 million?
Yeah, 82 million.
80. Not a bad weekend's work when you add it all up. I mean,
you look at let's see, 4 preseason games, 17 regular season games, 3
17.
playoff games because they'll have the bye. It's about the same number of games for Dak Prescott, and the amount of money he's making this year. His 12 months for Dak Prescott adds up to $107.5 million. Been a good run for Dak Prescott on his broken leg.
He'll get to earn it. First week, September the 9th, I think that is. Thursday, as the NFL kicks off against those the Buccaneers. All right, coming back, we'll look around the rest of the schedule, see what the Cowboys are doing. We'll see if we can pick the records around the NFC and look at our favorite games of the week. The schedule is out. We got something to look forward to. We'll talk about it next. Dick Jerardi's right around the corner. We're going to be talking Preakness, look back at the Derby and the mess that Medina Spirit is in, though it does appear that the horse will run on Saturday. Lots to talk about. Hang here. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're going to fire up the grill this week, and especially if you're like Rob and I, we both have Traegers. Apparently Saturday is Traeger Day. You got to smoke something on Saturday. Get into Tri-County Meat Market, locally owned and full service. Tri-County has carefully selected certified prime Angus beef cuts, Wagyu, and upper choice. They have everything you need to up your grilling game: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and so much more. It's fantastic over there at Tri-County.
The specials are stacked deep, and boy, you better get in there quick. Wagyu is the name for the weekend. Wagyu Brisket, yes, sir, $8.99 a pound. It wasn't that long ago. It was nearly twice that. So go enjoy the finest brisket you're ever going to put in your mouth. 3-bone ribs and 4-bone cross-cut ribs. They're all $8.99 a pound. Now, that's what's on special. That doesn't mean that's the only good deal you're going to find when you head over to Tri-County. That's just what they have out there. When you walk in there, make sure you're perusing the 5 for $25. What that is, they got a whole section in both of those Tri-County meat markets with vegetables. You got meat products in there. You got take-home things for full meals. 5 items for $25. Trust me, you will not find a better deal anywhere for that. So pick up your 5 for $25. Wagyu Brisket, 3-bone ribs, and 4-bone cross-cut ribs are all $8.99 a pound. 2 great locations over on Hebner Road, out on Ralph Fair, both waiting on you. And when you walk in and you're a first responder, you're getting 10% off. That's for all military, police, firemen, and EMTs. Tri-County Meat Market locations are waiting on you. Go check out their website, tricountymeat.com.
Getting ready for the hangover without the headache. The Saturday Morning Hangover. James Pledger and Jack Thompson. Saturday mornings 9 to 11. 1250 ESPN San Antonio. 94.5 FM. And on the go at ESPNSA.com.
I'll tell you what, it's good to have a friend in the business, if you know what I'm talking about. If your air conditioning or your plumbing goes down, who are you going to call? Do you know who it is? You should have it in your phone right now, and it needs to be Service First AC and Plumbing. I want you to grab your phone right now, wherever you are. Go ahead and put this in. Service First AC and Plumbing, their number is 210-521-1500. 521-1500, because when you need them, they will be there remarkably fast. They have the fastest service with same-day service calls, friendly techs, experienced techs. Guys know what they're doing, and they take care of your home while they're taking care of your air conditioning and your plumbing. They're proactive, and most importantly, they're absolutely trusted. You've got a guy in the plumbing and AC business. It's Service First AC and Plumbing. In your phone, 521-1500. You know when your AC goes down, whether it's your residence or your business, you've got to get it back up. Here in San Antonio, it's getting hot, and it's only going to get hotter. It's a matter of time before something in your place or your place of business goes south, either plumbing or air conditioning wise. You want to know that the very best will be out here as fast as possible to get you taken care of. Be ready when you need it. Fast, trusted, and absolutely professional. The best AC company I've ever dealt with. Service First AC and Plumbing. The number is 210-521-1500. Go check out their many 5-star reviews. www.servicefirstactx.com. Service First AC and Plumbing. It is your guy in the plumbing and AC business. Put it in your phone right now, 210-521-1500, and you'll thank me later.
Looking for a protein-packed snack to power you through the day? Of course you are. Only Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have the bold flavors that stand out in the Me Too snack aisle. Sea salt and cracked black pepper, pineapple ancho chili, pasilla chili cheese, and more. Take your snacking to higher flavor levels with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. And keto fans, you're going to love this low-carb crunch. Visit your local H-E-B and SouthernRecipeSmallBatch.com to see the power of the rind.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
And Twin Peaks is honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at our Bourbon and Brews party. Get to Twin Peaks Fridays from 5 to 7 p.m. to experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. Cheers!
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, your home to 7 days a week happy hour. Come eat, drink, and socialize safely at all 4 Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar locations. And now you can join us bright and early at the newest location, Slackers Medical Center, now opens at 7 a.m. to serve our valued medical community. Nurses, doctors, frontline workers, and staff, we thank you. Slackers Medical Center at Fredericksburg and Medical Drive. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now with 4 area locations to quench your thirst.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA member FDIC.
Dinner just got a whole lot easier. Forget about grocery store crowds or figuring out what's in the fridge with HelloFresh. You just choose from over 25 chef-created recipes every week. Then you get a HelloFresh box at your doorstep filled with fresh, pre-portioned ingredients that in as little as 20 minutes become restaurant-quality meals. And giving yourself a break is back on the table. Go to HelloFresh.com/BART12 and use code BART12 and get 12 free meals, including free shipping. That's code BART12 at HelloFresh.com/BART12.
It's the Blitz. It's brought to you by the Thompson Law Firm, an experienced personal injury attorney. Just one phone call away. Jason Thompson, his number is 210-900-0400. Your consultation is free. If you've been in a car crash, you've been injured in a crash, let him work for you. Let him get to work for you. You handle getting better. He'll handle getting all the money that is maximally allowed by law. 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson at lawyerforus.com. So we waited all day for the NFL schedule, and it wasn't like it was news. Every team already knew who they were going to play, both home and away. We just didn't know when we were going to play them. So as we were on the air, it was released. We got the first 2 weeks. We also found out about our Thanksgiving game. But now the schedules are in play. And I'll tell you, you looked at the first 2 weeks, Jason, Tampa Bay and the Chargers for Dallas on the road, a little mini bye, as you like to call them, when you get that, you play that Thursday and get that weekend off. But certainly not the easiest start for an NFL team, but their schedule, it's pretty cake. I'm not going to say it's easy because years do change, but they're playing teams that were in the same boat the Cowboys were for most of the year. So at least it'll be an even keel kind of a season. They're playing like teams.
Statistically, it's the second easiest schedule based off playoff teams from a year ago. And you're right, a tough start with the Buccaneers and the Chargers. Then you get the Eagles, on the 15th for your home opener. What I find interesting with this schedule is right in the middle, you get 3 straight home games: Eagles, Panthers, Giants. And then you're on the road: Patriots, Vikings, Broncos. Or Broncos are at home, but what I find interesting looking at all the schedules from the NFC East is the division will not be decided until December. Everybody, and I don't know if it was a quirk because I didn't see this with some of the other schedules, but all these division games stacked towards the end of the season. I mean, you look at, after Thanksgiving, you've got the Saints on a Thursday, another mini bye, but then you're at Washington, home against the at Washington, at the Giants, home against Washington again, then home against the Cardinals, then at the Eagles to close things out on the 9th of January, which also seems weird because we're playing regular season games so deep in January. You look at, was it the Eagles that they don't appear to get on a plane after November? I think it was either the Eagles or Washington. They've got so many. The Eagles close out. They've got the Giants on November 28th, then the Jets. Then Washington on December 19th, the Giants on the 26th, the Washington again on January 2nd, and then the Cowboys on January 9th. It's just weird how the NFC East is all stacked up until the end. Did the schedule maker say, well, these teams are all going to suck, so let's not decide anything until late? Because those NFC East games or your division games are so important. And for the Cowboys and really everybody in the NFC East, you don't see the bulk of your division schedule until the end of the year.
I think it helps. I like it for the Cowboys, I'll tell you that. When you're dealing with, trying to manufacture or rebuild after a terrible season or two, you don't want to, it gives them the opportunity to kind of find their depth before they're really playing division games. But at the same time, things can go south by then, as we saw last year. So if you start out on fire and suddenly a bunch of injuries hit you mid season, you could easily have a winning record and be third place in your conference or your division.
Well, I mean, and with the 17-week schedule, having the bye in week 7, that's a lot of games in a row. If you've got any kind of injuries, other than Thanksgiving Thursday, then the Saints the next Thursday, you get that mini bye. There's not a lot of rest there coming in to play that many straight games with having that bye so early in the season.
I'm curious for you, if you could pick a bye week, when would you like to have your bye week?
Week 10.
Would you like
it? Week 10 or 11. You've played a bulk of your schedule for your rookies. You're kind of what their normal college schedule would be. We think about rookies, and the Cowboys look to have a lot of young players, especially on the defensive side. You think about that rookie wall. I like it around week 10, week 11, maybe week 11 going 17 weeks, just so you get that break, and then you kind of charge in for that final stretch run. Having it at week 7, you got 10 straight weeks for the Cowboys with no break.
I'm sure there's arguments on both sides. For me, I like it. I would like it earlier if I was a coach. I would like it in the week 7, week 6, week 5 even. I know it's a lot of games to play in a row. I understand that you're putting your team through a lot, but there's something to be said about that 2-week period early in the season to adjust. I don't think the Cowboys had that opportunity last year when the wheels fell off and everything went south. They just were waiting for that break so we could get a quarterback in there or get somebody and find the alignment. Sometimes on these young teams, I think an early break, even though you're going to be pushed to the limit to close your season out, can kind of get the train back on the tracks like the Cowboys dealt with. They could never get the train back on the tracks. And it was because of health. I mean, it didn't matter about the break, but I would like to see this year, if things are south, week 7 doesn't feel that bad to me because it does give you that little 2 weeks of tweaking, healing, and prepping for that stretch run.
Typically, I would agree with that with a young team. With this Cowboys team, there's only 3 preseason games this year, except for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to play in the Hall of Fame game. So the Cowboys are going to have 4 preseason games and that extra week of training camp, because they're going to go to training camp a week before everybody else. So having that bye at 7 probably does help because they're going to be a little bit more tired than everybody else. But at the same time, to your idea with young teams looking for that adjustment period, I'm kind of hoping with that extra week of training camp and that extra preseason game, some of that stuff's already going to be worked out.
Let's hope. But last year was just a cluster. It began hard, finished worse. You know what I mean? It never went well. Coming up, let's talk Preakness. The race is this Saturday, and there is, as we sit, still the potential for the Triple Crown to be won by Medina Spirit, though it'll involve the lack of soothing salve. That seems to be a problem. We'll talk Preakness with Dick Jerardi. He at betonline.ag. Get your pencils ready, and we'll help you win some money. We're talking horse racing next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you're looking for authentic sausage, the kind you could find in butcher shops back in the old days, then Kielbasa smoked sausage is what you've been looking for. And it's the way they make their legendary smoked sausage at Kielbasa. It's made in small 150-pound batches with only fresh, high-quality ingredients, never frozen meat. They don't add fillers or chemicals that you can't pronounce. Then it is smoked over real hardwood, just the way Rufus Kielbasa did back in 1949 when he started the company here in San Antonio. And everything they make, still made here in San Antonio over there off of South Brazos Street at Kielbasa. They're on a mission to reintroduce you to authentic smoked meats. So when you buy Kielbasa brand sausage, you know you're getting the best most authentic smoked sausage you'll ever eat. Michael Kielbasa guarantees it. He puts his phone number on the back of every package sold. If it's not the best, call him. He'll give you your money back. Now, you got to try their new smoked chicken sausage. Kielbasa has a hatch chili and cheddar smoked chicken sausage and a roasted garlic smoked chicken sausage available for a limited time only at their company store there at 1325 South Brazos Street, or you can order it online at kielbasa.com. It is fantastic, that smoked chicken sausage. Try some today, and you know if you're going to fire up the grill, you ought to get some Kielbasa today.
You follow your friends on Facebook and Twitter, so shouldn't you follow us? After all, I thought we were friends, aren't we? Never get left out. Follow us on Facebook at ESPN San Antonio, Twitter at ESPN_SA, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for BSG, the company that brings you the best in home security and smart home technology. The security system in my home is from BSG. The video cameras, video doorbell, other features, they're fantastic and easy to use. You can get the BSG smart home security system, including a free video doorbell for as low as $39.95 a month. And that video doorbell is incredible. Comes with video analytics, which means it can tell the difference between a human, vehicle, and animal, and you could set your notifications to that as well. It's fantastic. It also has a touchless feature that that keeps everyone clean and safe. The picture quality and reliability of their smart video doorbell, absolutely amazing. BSG is as well. They're San Antonio's home technology company, a great local company built on trust, quality, and safety. They're the best in the industry. Call 210-877-1222 or go to the website bsgtexas.com. That's bsgtexas.com.
No one outfits golfers better than Edwin Watts Golf Shops. We've been fitting golfers since 1968. Utilizing cutting-edge fitting technology, we'll analyze your swing and our Foresight launch monitors and fit you with the perfect club, pair of shoes, the latest golf apparel, golf balls, bags, and more. So come by today for your complete custom fitting. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Thomas J. Henry recently recovered $22 million in a wrongful death trucking case. If you were hurt in an accident, we can help. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio to start your claim today. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Napa know-how.
Why get a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $27.99? Great question. Do you like getting $10 prepaid gift cards? Do you enjoy your car working? Do you love being called a genius? Who doesn't? Pick up Mobil 1 for $27.99 and get a $10 gift card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/31/21.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Geico presents Motorcycle Word of the Day. Today's word is gremlin. Is a gremlin an unknown and persistent mechanical issue? Or is it something large that gets caught in your teeth when you ride with your mouth open? As in,
man, I gotta stop singing 80s power ballads when I ride. Ugh, keep getting gremlins in my teeth. See?
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Sorry to interrupt your jams, murder mystery podcasts, or motivational beach noises, but we got something else you might like to hear. It's called cash. That's the sound of an extra $250 after your first 10 deliveries with Uber Eats. That's right, an extra $250 on top of all the other cash you'll make during those first 10 deliveries. If that sounds good, visit t.uber.com/extra250. Uber Eats, deliver with us. Limited time offer, terms apply. See t.uber.com/extra250 for more details.
It is the Blitz. Welcome on to ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. James Pledger driving us to 6:30. Astros, Rangers in an attempt to become, once again, the greatest professional baseball team in the entire state of Texas. 3-game stint. They're down by 2 games. Sunday evening, the Rangers going to put that star on and walk away. The best. Well, either way, you'll catch them here. I'm trying, man. We're trying. They're better than we thought. Thinking of better than we thought. Medina Spirit. After going through a Kentucky Derby win and all the post mess, we'll talk Preakness. We'll talk Kentucky Derby with Dick Jerardi. He's joining us now. He of BetOnline.ag, your guy to help win some money. Dick, welcome aboard, man. How's your day going?
Oh, good, guys. What a crazy couple of days right in the horse racing. You can't make this stuff up.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it is insane. And you think about Medina Spirit, who nobody thought would end up winning the Kentucky Derby, now has the win and is going for the Triple Crown, but ultimately could be stripped down the road of that Kentucky Derby win. I mean, is it smart? Is it a smart money play to put anything on Medina Spirit heading into the Preakness?
I actually think it's a pretty good play, and here's why. Because I think most of the people that don't bet much, they're going to think, all right, well, the reason he won the Derby is because of this positive. I would say that's not the case. It's just an anti-inflammatory. It's not some performance enhancer. But most people aren't going to look at it like that. So there may actually be an opportunity. He's clearly the best horse, right? He just won the Derby. So, yeah, I would look at it the opposite, that maybe you'll get a little better price than you normally would have. He's no cinch. And you're not getting 12-1 this time, but Baffert has had 7 Derby winners. The first 5 all won the Preakness. Last year's Derby winner lost the Preakness by an inch. So they've all come back to run really good at Baltimore.
In your experience, Dick, what's the easiest race to bet? Is it the Preakness of the Triple Crown?
I think it is, because now you have the form of the Derby, right? All these horses that were running all over the country have now run against each other. So you got a better sense of who's what. And it's generally an easier field because, I mean, it's bizarre, right? 19 horses show up to run in the Derby. Only 3 of them are back in the Preakness. So the traffic is less. There's 10 horses instead of 19. So I think it's a much more formful race. Very unusual that some crazy horse would win the Preakness, which does happen on occasion in the Derby.
Dick Jerardi joining us here on ESPN San Antonio on the Blitz with BetOnline.ag, horse racing expert, writer for years and years and years there in Philadelphia. Dick, you look at what's going on with Medina Spirit and the wasn't me, not my fault tour that Bob Baffert is on right now. What do you make of Baffert's response to the positive test and the suspension from Churchill Downs?
His best move would have been make that statement he made on Sunday, right? Hold the press conference, then get on a plane and go to California and say nothing. Unfortunately, as you said, he didn't do that. Right, he had the tour on Monday where he just wasn't helping himself at all. And then while he's having the tour, he finds out from somebody in his stable or his vet, oh, by the way, everything you were saying about this horse not having this betamethasone turned out to be untrue because we gave him this topical ointment for this skin rash, and it had this particular drug in it. So you had to backtrack and go, everything I said yesterday, forget what I said. This is actually what we think is happening. So, yeah, it was a bizarre 48 hours. And since then, he's kept quiet, which I think is the right move.
Yeah, for a variety of reasons, because he wasn't he wasn't helping himself in the least.
No.
Okay, the betamethasone and the evidently the rash. So that's not a performance enhancer. That was just a topical thing to get. The horse was itchy. So now we come into this race this week, 6-1. Is Bob Baffert? What's his name like in the racing business? Is any of this vitriol that's aimed at Baffert because he is the preeminent trainer in the game, or the clouds that have followed him, are they going to continue that no matter what he does, there's always going to be that, well, he could be juicing?
Right. I think some of each. I think, look, there's some jealousy, obviously, when one guy's winning all the big races all the time. That's natural. That's true in anything, right? But if this had happened in a vacuum, right, this was the only time he'd had a problem, I think he would have been given a lot more leeway. But the issue is that he's had similar kinds of infractions, several of them within the last year. Again, not necessarily performance enhancers, but stuff you're not supposed to have in a horse's system on race day. So nobody's given him a lot of slack at this point. A, because he's winning too much, and B, because now people are saying, well, yeah, maybe he was up to no good. I don't happen to think that, but I absolutely understand why people do.
Well, and again, I mean, he said he didn't do it, then he had to backtrack because he did. My question, though, if it's not a performance enhancing,
Right.
Why is it illegal, and why would it be, if I'm believing Bob Baffert, illegal there in Kentucky, but it wouldn't have been illegal if the test in the horse had run in California?
Right. It's interesting. Each state has different rules with these different drugs. Some of them have what's known as a zero tolerance. Others have where you can have a small amount. So, yes, in some jurisdictions, what this horse had in his system would have been legal. I can't tell you all the ones that were, but in Kentucky, it's a zero tolerance right now.
All right, let's look.
So here's the issue with the particular drug. So I can explain to you.
Yeah.
It's an anti-inflammatory. The reason they don't want it in on race day, and typically it's injected into a joint, but that's apparently not what happened here, is it's the kind of thing that can make a horse who's maybe having a few problems, because it's an anti-inflammatory, you don't really notice it. So the vets that do the pre-race exam, like how is he walking, how is he jogging, it would be you wouldn't know for sure because this anti-inflammatory might be hiding that. So it's really to protect the horse from going into a race where he might have some problems. That's why they want it out of the horse's system by race day.
All right, let's see if we can win some money here. As we look at as we sit right now, Medina Spirit, it kind of the favorite, depending on where I'm looking.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the favorite. I mean, he's got the best record anyway, and he just won the Derby. And he is trained by Baffert. But look, there's going to be a certain amount of people who are going to go, wait a second, I think he won the Derby because he had help. So I'm not going to bet on him. I'm not in that camp, but I understand people that are. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he's not the favorite.
Parlays, wraps. Let's talk about how we're going to win some money.
Yeah.
So I'm liking the 5, Midnight Bourbon. I know he ran 6th in the Derby, but I thought way better than it looked. Completely missed the break. He's a horse that usually needs to be near the lead, taken totally out of his comfort zone. He still came and gave a pretty good run. He'll be in a much different situation in this race. He'll be in it the whole time. I think it's Medina Spirit and Midnight Bourbon in some order. That's 3, 5, 5, 3. I'm going to try to beat the 10 Concert Tour. That's the other Baffert horse. I'm going to try to get him off my ticket.
Fair enough. He is Dick Jerardi. He's getting Concert Tour off his ticket. You want to lay some money? BetOnline.ag is a perfect place to go do it. Now, let's look last. Who's going to be the worst horse in this race?
Oh, I love that last place bets. So they're the greatest. Yeah, that's one of the props on BetOnline.ag. You can get. Hey, by the way, here's what I'm going to suggest. This is going to sound crazy. How about Concert Tour for last? He's 20-1 to finish last. Do I think he's going to finish last? No. But at 20-1, if I think he's really not going good, that might be a play. He's more likely to finish 3rd or 4th, but why not pick up to finish last? But yeah, that's a fun bet. Who's going to finish last?
Well, because you look at Ram, you're not going to make any money that way. Although I got to say, just because, I'm ready for concerts to come back, I would put some money on Concert Tour just because, you've got to have some that go with the name. Like Rob grew up, over by Medina here in San Antonio. Yes, and so he would go there. I'm thinking Concert Tour, and you're making me want to keep my money in my wallet.
Yeah, hey, look, I want to talk you off of them. If you like them, go play them on BetOnline.ag or anywhere else you want to play them. But I just don't think. I think his running style. You like horses that potentially could run last, who have early speed, who aren't going to get where they want to be. Those are the horses that have a tendency to drop out of it. The ones like Ram, I mean, he's no good, but he might finish 8th. And you lose your last place bet. He's not any good. He can't win, but he could finish 8th, which takes you out of the last place.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. He is Dick Jerardi, Eclipse Award winner, race rider for years and years. The advice you're getting is solid. Dick, thank you so much for stopping by, man. BetOnline.ag to go lay that money, win some. Dick, thanks for giving us the knowledge. Look forward to talking to you before the Belmont.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Dick Jerardi joining us. For a guy like him who's been writing in the business since the mid-'80s ago, I never seen anything like this. Never seen anything like it, not even come close, and to find a way to go win it. Dive back in on this horse, Medina Spirit. Evidently, it was just a soothing, itch-solving salve.
Well, and again, I look at Concert Tour is also trained by Baffert. And, and that makes me nervous about that as well, because you got to believe if you've got 2 Baffert, I don't care what they say, if you've got a chance at a Triple Crown, if it's Concert Tour going down the stretch with Medina Spirit, somehow I think Medina Spirit's going to end up winning. How do you go back to the boss and say, yeah, man, I won this race, but screwed you out of the Triple Crown? You know what I mean?
I know.
There's going to be some teamwork involved.
I love watching F1 racing, and there are teams like we talked about Lewis Hamilton earlier, but highest paid 10 consecutive championships. Well, his teammate more often than not has to slow down to let him get past. We'll give him the win, and normally it's 1-2 Mercedes, and Bottas ends up getting in second, but it doesn't mean that he couldn't have won it. He just had to let him go. I always felt like you'd have to fire me, man. He ain't coming by.
It's almost like blocking everybody out to let Russ go get a rebound to get his triple doubles. It's teamwork, baby.
Yeah. But I'm in the car by myself. I don't know what you're doing. When we come back, we'll talk some Rangers and Astros today. But the Rangers are in their desperate attempt to regain control of the state of Texas, and they're going to do that tonight at 6:30 right here on ESPN San Antonio. But the Astros, in their ongoing redemption tour, have actually done something pretty cool, something that I bet you thought was already in place, but it has not been done by any other Major League Baseball team. We'll tell you what they're doing with their minor league coming up next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Jason Minix here for Ancira Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. It is very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a long-time Ancira customer. Through the years, I have bought many vehicles from Ancira, including one that I have now. My daughter's car is from Ancira, so is my niece's. Half the people at the radio station are driving vehicles from Ancira. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, get by and see them there at Ancira Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram Truck. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with all the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade and the best rebates and financing options that are available. And, of course, that great customer service that has made Ancira one of the top family-run dealerships here in San Antonio for decades, as they're celebrating 49 years. And Price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Hebner.
Strikeouts and homers and diving catches. Oh, my.
Check swing, straight three. The tremendous home run to left center field. Toward the alley, dives. He makes the catch.
Catch it all with Texas Rangers Baseball on ESPN San Antonio. Brought to you by New Brakes Mobile Brake Repair.
Do you feel stuck? Are you living in pain? Do you have chronic back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, anything like that? You can get it fixed in a remarkably short amount of time. But you head over to an Arasti provider. They're all around San Antonio, and they specialize and they're passionate about resolving most chronic pain and soft tissue injuries like sprains, strains, and pulls. So if you're dealing with that stiff lower back, maybe you got a frozen shoulder or a bad hip, I want you to go to an Arasti provider, and because what they do is fix the problem that's causing the pain. I want you to think about that for a second. When you're taking a Tylenol or anything like that over the counter, all it is doing is masking the pain. You're not solving a problem. That's what Arasti does. They get in a non-invasive, manipulative way of causing those soft tissue injuries to really kind of heal themselves in a remarkably fast amount of time. When you go to an Arasti provider, your initial consultation, you're going to be given a thorough clinical assessment. They evaluate your physical condition. They determine the root cause of the pain or the injury, and they fix it. It's remarkable. You can be out of pain in a remarkably short amount of time. Under 3 visits, they have found, they did a study. They wanted to see who was getting back in the game quicker with their patients. They found, if you go to an Arasti provider, 3.2 visits is the average to get yourself back in the game. When you go to an Arasti provider, you know this. They're going to accept most insurance. And when you make that call, you're not going to need a referral. Just pick the one that you'd like. You can go to Arasti.com there and see a map of all the local providers. Here's the number you need. It's 1-800-404-6050. Again, 1-800-404-6050. The website is Arasti.com. It's spelled a little uniquely, AIRROSTI.com. Go there, you'll see a list of providers. Pick the one that's best for you. Go see them. You'll be out of pain in a remarkably short amount of time. And while you're on the website, take advantage of some of those tips and tricks. You'll keep yourself in shape and maybe not have to visit an Arasti provider, but they want you in and out. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Get yourself back in the game. Call an Arasti provider today, and I am sure you'll thank me later.
I'm with Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm.
Jason, if someone's in a serious collision, what should they do?
Call me as soon as possible after the collision. If a bad driver, a drunk driver, a driver of a commercial or company vehicle crashes into you or a family member, the most important decision you will make for yourself and your family is choosing the right lawyer. You should know that the insurance companies already have their own attorneys, and you should too. If you or a family member has been seriously injured in a traffic collision, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My phone number is 900-0400, or just remember my website, alawyerforus.com. I practice law right here in San Antonio for more than 20 years, helping people and families just like yours. I believe you and your family need an attorney who is honest, loyal, experienced, professional, someone you would be proud to call your lawyer.
Your lawyer, Jason Thompson, named one of San Antonio's best personal injury attorneys and a Texas super lawyer. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to alawyerforus.com.
If you've got a personal auto insurance question, you could talk to a cab driver, although the policies he recommends might include avoiding the interstate, beating traffic by taking the back roads, and only making left turns when absolutely necessary. Or you could talk to your local Geico agent, whose policy is to use their expertise to navigate your insurance, finding the best route to help you save money on insurance for your home, car, and more. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to avoid traffic jams and potholes entirely. To find a Geico agent near you, visit geico.com/local.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
It's the Blitz. We're talking Spurs just after the top of the hour. They lose to the highlighter Nets and fat James Harden. Took him 20 minutes for a double-double. He could have done it quicker than that. That was an expected outcome, but there was some stuff in there we need to bring out as they prepare themselves for the play-in game. It's practically done, though not completely. But before we go, the Rangers and the Astros are going to go at it tonight. They got a nice little stand going. You'll catch it right here on ESPN San Antonio. But it was announced today that the Houston Astros are doing something that I think a lot of us just kind of assumed happened. They're going to start paying for their minor league players across the country and all their different levels apartments. They're going to have them a place to stay for some of those young guys not making a lot of money. They're probably spending more on their rent than they were on anything else because they just, they don't have much. They just play baseball. And this comes on the heels of what was a near collapse of the minor league system. And while COVID kind of furthers some of those things along, there were a lot of troubles before COVID began with minor leaguers, how they're being paid. There were some EEOC issues with maybe not even being paid the legal minimum wage, considering the number of hours you spend on the field and traveling and all that. So it looks like the Astros are taking that first step in one, little bit of PR, and two, taking care of their minor league types.
Well, and again, I mean, you think about most of these guys making $500 a week, give or take. For the Astros, for all of their minor league affiliates, so you got the Sugar Land Skeeters, the Corpus Christi Hooks, the Fayetteville Woodpeckers, the Asheville
Let's go Peckers.
And, well, are they the Woodies? Or are they? I mean, obviously it's a team in Arkansas, but I didn't know that we had a Fayetteville Woodpeckers team. Kind of reminds me of my Central Hockey League days when we used to go play the Macon Whoopie down in Georgia. It was a real dream name. It's named after a leaf, by the way.
I'm sure, yeah. Well, what did the Macon Whoopie logo look like?
It almost looked like the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. It's literally a leaf, although That's did sell
what I'd have drawn.
Bourbon in the press box there, so it was always a fun trip. But and I think about those Iguana days. Those guys didn't make any money, but their apartments were paid for. The San Antonio Talents, the arena team that we had here, those guys had apartments. I had no idea that baseball players either were on their own or apparently used to live with host housing. Like you could just have some roommates all of a sudden be minor league baseball players. But because of COVID, they don't allow that anymore. So especially at the single A levels, they don't get paid in the off season. The Astros are kicking in for their apartments, which is pretty damn cool. Good PR for the trash can scandal.
I get absolutely they needed the PR, but secondly, I do think as the way the minor leagues are funded and how they're how money is dispersed not only to the players but to those individual organizations that aren't owned by the Astros, they're just kind of affiliated with. I think they're going through a fundamental change, and that's the first of many changes I would expect over the next couple of years as they try to wrangle in their minor league system. How many teams do we figure we lost that aren't coming back this year? Just so many.
A bunch. And to top it off, also we should probably add, they're furnished apartments at that. It's not like they've got to go sleep on an air mattress. I mean, they're getting furnished apartments to, allow them to use their salaries for other stuff. And, now I think about the San Antonio Missions, who open up their home opener Tuesday night out at Wolf Stadium against Frisco. They're part of the Padres. I've never even considered to ask, hey, what are the living conditions like for our local team?
You got to figure there's one or two that are getting paid, but maybe three or four.
It depends on what your signing bonus was when you were drafted out of high school. So, I mean, some of them have money in their pocket, but
I've seen Bull Durham. It ain't easy. I've seen Bull Durham.
Life of a minor leaguer.
But now you got a furnished apartment to come home to after the 17 hours on the bus coming home from the Fayetteville Woodpecker game, the series that they had there. But congratulations, Astros miners, the Hooks. Go get your apartment on the beach and have the Astros pick that tab up. We're going to come back in just a bit talking San Antonio Spurs. James Harden made his appearance back in the NBA after, 18 games gone. He doesn't look like he's missed much, although he's added a little bit to his waistline. We'll talk about the Spurs as they head toward that play, and it's not secure, but it's absolutely done. But the Nets look good, man.
They did.
That they looked really good because, we'll talk about it next. Hang on, we got a lot to get into. We're going to talk San Antonio Spurs. John McClain will be here at 5:15. There's some movements afoot with the Deshaun Watson situation. We're talking lots of Cowboys and Tom Brady's dad's talking smack in New England. Lots to talk about. Hang where you are. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, you get arrested, somebody gets arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. You can call 210-225-2121. You could simply text bail to 474747 or start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. They make it easy there at AA Best Bail Bonds to get the bonding process started. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. And there's a lot of conditions there. Your best option is AA Best Bail Bonds for stress-free bail bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential, and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, anywhere in between, license number 149, AA Best Bail Bonds. Text bail 474747. Call 210-225-2121 or go to the website, mybestbailbonds.com.
What is Dan Quinn's impact on free agency and the defense this year?
The change of defense. As a Cowboy fan, I kind of hope with what we saw with the linebackers under Rod Marinelli is what we get back to under Dan Quinn. I think Mike Nolan had Jalen playing far too out of position. It wasn't that long ago, although it feels like it, that Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch were considered the best young linebacking duo on their way up.
The Blitz, weekdays 4 to 7, 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free. 4hims.com/radio. That's right. Free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Want to hear how easy it is to get rid of those black streaks on your roof with Spray and Forget? Check this out. This is you spraying your roof. And this is you forgetting about it. That's it. No scrubbing, no rinsing. It does the work for you. Those stains caused by algae, mold, and mildew will disappear over time. Works on asphalt, wood, slate, and clay roofs. So you can just forget about it. Spray and Forget. Available at the Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and Menards.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Looks like they won the championship that year. Then he moved to Tulsa. Oh, a new tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average savings by new customer surveyed who saved in 2019.
Your home for everything Cowboys. Touchdown, Cowboys! 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minutes, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It is the Blitz. Welcome on to ESPN San Antonio. Hope your Thursday was good and getting better. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you all the way home. It's 5:02 in the blessed PM. The weekend has begun in my mind. Let's do it the right way.
You going out tonight?
No.
You got Zoo-La-La.
That's right. It's Zoo-La-La. No, I am going to be shopping for a new kitchen countertop. Yeah. You never know. We could do that. We could Bed Bath & Beyond might be in the offing. It could be a crazy night. You never know how things will work out on a Thursday on the Thompson family. No, it's going to be a boring night. I will be missing Zoo-La-La, looking for a butcher block countertop.
Oh,
I couldn't wait for the weekend.
Wait, you're going to the store for that?
Yes. Is there a place?
Really?
Is there another place to go for a butcher block countertop?
I would. I don't know. I guess you go to the counter store.
I've never been. I've never actually shopped for it. I've been shown samples and said, I'll choose this one pleases me. I will have that one. I've never actually had to go out and pick one out. So it should be, it could be a crazy night. It could go till nearly 8 o'clock. I don't know.
Big time.
I don't know.
Big time.
Zoo-La-La. That's what a great night to have it.
Oh, it is. Although it's kind of cold.
Well, it's Jason Minnick's cold.
I went out earlier. Was like, crap, I need a jacket.
It was only supposed to get up to like 72 or 3. I haven't been outside today.
Oh man. I'm preparing for my road trip to Kansas City in November for the Cowboys Chiefs game. My buddy Carlos texted me when the schedule got released last night and says, man, it might get as hot as 30 degrees when you come in November. I'm like, crap.
Hey, you know what? You just turn to him and say, Minneapolis in February. I survived. I did it. No, it was just brief runs to and from. It wasn't actually in the Arrowhead Stadium environs out in the weather. Because if we'd had to been outside in Minneapolis during that bowl, we'd have
either
died.
one of us would be here.
Yeah, it would have
Neither
been.
one of us. Although that coat that I bought for that trip might get a second use.
That's why you get those things. You'll have worn it then, the great freeze of 2020, and then on to Kansas City when the Cowboys take on the Chiefs. So,
Minutes would look like Jack Nicholson from The Shining at the end.
With like an icicle dripping off his nose. That color, you get the icicles off the ears and all that. A long way from there. We'll look at the NFL schedule, and we'll tell you exactly when the Dallas Cowboys are headed to the Arrowhead Stadium to play on the Chiefs. We'll have John McClain here in just a couple minutes. We'll look at the Houston Texans. There seems to be a thawing regarding Deshaun Watson. I'm seeing more and more different teams talking about, well, Deshaun might be appropriate if he's not a big suspension in the order. So we'll talk with John about that. But first, Spurs go down last night, 128-116, and just about clinch in their loss, the 10th seed, because the Pelicans, who already told us they didn't want to go when they put Zion on the IR with a broken finger, that they were done. Sacramento still has a puncher's chance, though the Spurs would have to lose out, and they would have to win out. It'd have to be kind of odd, but we're playing the play-in game. Let's just go ahead and accept that fact. It is what it is. I mean, it's sad because coming off the Bucks game, Jason, I thought the Spurs actually played pretty well last night.
Well, they did, but I think last night was, that's kind of what we've seen from the Spurs all year. Played all right, just not good enough. And that's kind of the 21 Spurs this season. I mean, that's just what we've got. They're all right. They're just not good enough against better teams. I mean, Brooklyn looks really good, although as much as I like those throwback uniforms, that's not a slimming look for James Harden.
He looked fat. I don't know what it is about James, but he looked like he looked fat the last time I saw him in red. So maybe it's just the colors. He needs to just wear black or something where it kind of hides it as a fat guy. You know, there are certain things you can do to thin yourself. Maybe that's what he needs. But
like wear a striped shirt.
So that always helps. Striped shirt.
Vertical stripes.
Vertical striped shirt. Walk around looking like a referee. I found that people give you a little bit more, you're in stripes, either a escaped prisoner, a referee. But no, Harden, my goodness, what he did to the Spurs how many backdoor layups do you think the Spurs gave up? I mean, 6, 8?
Maybe more than that. I mean, James Harden hadn't played in how many games?
18, something like that.
Shows up, doesn't miss a beat. I mean, scoring, but his passing was incredible. After the game, James Harden was asked, was he surprised at how quickly he just picked up where he left off?
Not really. Not to brag or anything, but I'm really good at this game.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I study the game. I'm very unselfish. I take the game and I play it the right way every single night. So,
and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
That mindset right there keeps me in a really good place.
Big, hairy American winning machine. That's James Harden. Thanks, James Pledger, for putting that together. Ricky Bobby. That you don't want to brag. When I hear James speak, he doesn't come across as a giant kind of I don't know what the word I'm using that I could actually say over the air, but he doesn't come across like that kind of guy. But when you hear him say things like that, you go, well, how do you take that? That wasn't really bragging, was it?
No, I mean, he was honest, right? I mean, he knows he is that good. He is. And he said, I'm not trying to brag.
But you are.
It's almost like when you say, man, no offense here, I'm not trying to disrespect somebody. Well, you know damn well what's coming, right? But yeah, I mean, I don't know how else he could answer the question, but I really didn't expect him to go full Ricky Bobby.
Well, the idea of where they sit today, if I'm a Brooklyn Net, I got to be pretty excited.
Oh, I mean, if they can have their three on the floor at the same time, which has been rare, but if they can get it together in the postseason and get everybody healthy, they're going to be very, very tough to beat out of the East. And quite honestly, when you look at what's going on over in the West, don't be surprised if Brooklyn ends up winning an NBA championship this year if they can get healthy.
I was of the mindset that Kyrie would eventually just cause this thing to collapse. And I think it didn't happen because they've spent so many games injured. They haven't all played that much together. And I think on two different fronts, that's the best thing that could have happened to them. One, they didn't have to play against with each other all the time, and there was never going to be the argument about why did you take that shot? I was open, over and over, when all three can make any shot on the court. So there wasn't ever they didn't have to deal with that because they haven't all been there. But at the same time, they are all going to be relatively fresh. I guess Kyrie will be fresh. I don't know, but Harden certainly, while he might have put on a pound or two, has under D'Antoni. He gets to play with him again, and let's not discount how good a job that Nash has done kind of wrangling these kittens. You've got these three disparate voices and, these middle-of-the-road NBA types that he has put together that looks to be primed to make a good run. But inside of that, D'Antoni, we got a good taste of that offense. That was D'Antoni's offense last night through and through. And Harden's playing it different now. Why do you think that is? Why, James, you're a Rocket fan. Why is Harden playing different here or with the Nets, still being coached and still under the same system than he was in Houston?
Plain and simple. He has guys that he can trust.
You think that's it?
That's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, Eric Gordon is much like Patty Mills, and whether he's either on or he is off. Like, he's got guys to where, as a facilitator, because we've all known that James can facilitate the offense. He did it very well in Houston. It's just the best shot usually ended up being at his hands. Now he has guys that he trusts to where the best shot may not actually be in his hands anymore. And
even if he doesn't necessarily trust them, he knows that he doesn't have to carry the load. Like, he felt he had to carry the load. And I think he also understands his place. Whether it was Chris Paul or Russ down in Houston, there always seemed to be the ego of whose team it was. He knows he joined Kevin Durant's team. He knows that it is Kevin Durant's team, and he understands that, and he accepts that in Brooklyn, where I don't think that he ever accepted, people joined him in Houston. So he didn't want to give up. I'm the big dog. He joined that team and probably talked to Durant about what it was like to join the Golden State Warriors on how to make it work.
Durant wasn't anything special last night. He did what he had to do, but it wasn't like it was Durant and Harden and that's why the Spurs lost. It was more about Harden just kind of for 20 minutes just picking the Spurs apart at every opportunity. What was his line? It was a double-double. I know that. 18 and 11, even had 7 rebounds. And once again, exposed the youth of the Spurs. They were just, how many baskets were scored behind the Spurs? How many layups happened when DeJounte was guarding somebody else? How many Jakob Poeltl backdoor cuts did he turn the wrong direction? That's D'Antoni, man. That offense just sliced and diced them last night.
And to answer your question, it was, the highlight package last night on SportsCenter. One of the rare times the Spurs are in the first block for the highlights. They weren't showing a bunch of made shots. They were showing off his passing. The amount of bounce passes that Harden had last night to get behind the Spurs. I mean, they just ran a flawless offense last night, and the passing was so ridiculous. They were showing that as opposed to the long three-pointers that he was taking.
Nick Claxton is the beneficiary of that. And once again, it showed how the Spurs lack that bouncy big defender, the guy that could just stay with an offensive guy from the three-point line to the rim and defend every possible shot. And what you saw from Claxton last night was a guy that was running to the rim, could not be defended, and pinpoint passes, look-off passes, everything that beats teams like the Spurs. Harden walks in after 3 weeks away and just looks spectacular. I think the Nets might be this. I want to see Kyrie up there, but I still think they're the scariest team in the league. I still think that they have the absolute most firepower, despite the fact that they've been injured and might only line up with 3. And let's talk Houston Texans. The draft is done. Now we're looking forward to a summer of maybe some content. Things got quiet with Deshaun and his attorney. We might know why. We'll talk with John McClain of the Houston Chronicle, see where the Texans stand today. Always good to catch up with the poet laureate of Texas sports writers. McClain will be here next, so hang on tight. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. If you're on the go and you're driving around right now, head over to Twin Peaks. Happy hour's going on right now. They're waiting on you. 3 locations over at 151 and 410, De Zavala and I-10, and Park North right there in Loopland. When you head over to Twin Peaks, things you know. First of all, that scratch cooking is hot and bringing out ready food for you, made for you. Brand new menu as we head into the summer. Head in and try one of those mini local craft brews. Pair it with a great bourbon. And when I say great bourbon, I'm not talking about just your regular call bourbons. I'm talking about those niche boutique bourbons. If you're into the Pappies and the likes, you will certainly enjoy Twin Peaks. Bourbon and Brews, they celebrate it even more on Fridays. Not only do you get the bourbon selection, you get the brew selection, but you get the costumes to go along with it. Because that's why we love Twin Peaks, right? You go sit down, you're sitting in a man cave, surrounded by TVs, all tuned to your favorite sports. If you're a UFC or a fight fan, we got a super bantamweight fight that will be on at Twin Peaks this weekend. UFC will be going off as well. Not to mention some horse racing. Where are you going to watch it at Twin Peaks? Because it's a man cave and the food brought to you scratch made. The beer is 29 degrees cold, but I'll tell you why we go. It's those scenic views.
Game nights, the Blitz goes silver and black.
This is DeJounte Murray. It's game night San Antonio.
Game night San Antonio, brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom. 30 minutes before every game night on the Blitz.
1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emu wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When it's more than just your lawn, it deserves the Kubota Z400. Get a head-turning offer on class-leading speed, agility, simple deck height adjustments, and a quality cut. When you need comfort and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Right now, get the Kubota Z400 mower for 0 down and 0% APR for 48 months or save $300 now through June 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
O'Reilly. Don't miss out on Clean Car Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. If your car could use a spring cleaning, stop by for great deals on everything you need to keep your car looking new. Like Mother's California Gold Wash and Wax, just $4.99 for a 64-ounce bottle. That's a $6 savings. Visit the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts today or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, your home to 7 days a week happy hour. Come eat, drink, and socialize safely at all 4 Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar locations. And now you can join us bright and early at the newest location, Slackers Medical Center. Now opens at 7 a.m. to serve our valued medical community. Nurses, doctors, frontline workers, and staff, we thank you. Slackers Medical Center at Fredericksburg and Medical Drive. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now with 4 area locations to quench your thirst.
If your spouse's search history includes single and ready to mingle, you may want to reboot your situation. Call the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. The Divorce Dude will help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude will fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. Call George, the Divorce Dude, 210-201-0303. That's 210-201-0303 or DivorceDude.com.
It's time for some straight talk. Sure, saving money feels good, but cutting your wireless bill in half, that feels really good. Like walk-off home run in the 9th inning kind of good. Okay, maybe not that good, but pretty darn good. With Straight Talk, you can get 25 gigs of high-speed data for $45 a month, up to 50% less than the other guys. Plus, no contract. All on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot when you could pay half? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
For the one standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's get wild.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. We'll look at the rest of the NFL schedule here in about 15 minutes, but let's talk to one of the regulars, one of the ones we look forward to. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle joins us for his weekly dose of knowledge. John, welcome aboard, man. How's your day going?
Rob, my day is going very well, and I hope you guys are having great days too.
Well, we are, and the NFL yesterday gave us the schedule release. They treat it like it's Christmas morning. Fans act like it's Christmas morning. Best part about that is you can start making plans for particular games, especially on the road that you want to go to. But what did you think of the schedule makers and how they treated the Houston Texans?
Well, they treated them exactly like they should be treated, considering they could be the worst team in the league. The only thing I didn't understand, to me, they should have put their game at Arizona in prime time, because that's the only game people are going to care about, because they're going against J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, a couple other former players and coaches. And that's the one that I looked at first when I got the schedule. And that's what I made my lead around the schedule story on, was them playing against the Cardinals. And I did a projection that I do every year, a chart, and I predicted them to go 3-14. I think they beat the first game, Jacksonville. I think they beat the Jets here. And then I have Tennessee resting starters in the last game so they can win 3 games and avoid tying the team record for fewest victories in a season too. But I was more interested in the rest of the league. It's been rumored for weeks it's going to be the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. The NFL wants to get off in a big way with the TV ratings, and that's the way to do it. Then, of course, when Tom Brady's going home to Foxborough and play the Patriots at Gillette Stadium, I was also interested to see what they did with the Packers. And even though I think Aaron Rodgers will be back in Green Bay, there's still a lot of uncertainty at this point created by the media, but he's done nothing to quell that controversy either. So I'm amazed when I think about when I started doing this, what an uneventful event the draft was, and now it's huge. There was no combine, and now it's huge. And the schedule, I never understood why they released it before the draft in April, because it got attention for a day, and then they went back to the draft. And now by doing it in May, it's another brilliant PR move by the most popular sport in America, because we're going to be talking about the draft the rest of the week.
Absolutely have to. And before we get back to the Texans and the Deshaun Watson situation, the most anticipated game in NFL regular season history, Tampa Bay going back to Foxborough, bringing Tommy home. Is there anything in your memory bank that reflects or is even close to that?
Well, you catch me off guard. I can't believe that's the biggest.
That's what I don't think it is, but I've heard it called that today.
There's a lot of players that have gone back, and great players have gone back and played in other cities, coaches. So I'm sure it's one of, and it might be, but I'd have to go back through a lot of NFL history before I could put that statement out and hope it's accurate.
Well, and again, even when you hear that, the hype machine is certainly there. It might be one of the most anticipated matchups this year. But I'm with you in history because too many great players have left, and they've gone back and played their former teams. But I want to go back to the Texans schedule. You think the Texans are going to spoil Trevor's debut? I figure the NFL gave him a cupcake to start the season off. Him and Urban Meyer. Let's ease into this NFL thing. We'll give you the Texans in Week 1.
Jaguars are favored by 1.5 points, but I'm picking the Texans to win that game. They got a veteran team going in a 4-3 with their new coordinators, all about getting the quarterback and forcing turnovers for a rookie quarterback playing his first game. And so that's why I picked the Texans to win here.
Deshaun Watson's going to be on everybody's lips until he actually moves or exonerated or pays off whatever might happen. We heard that there is some thawing certainly around the league and some questions about when the trade might actually occur. After the NFL interviewed 4 of the accusers, I believe, what was the outcome from those 4 interviews for the rest of the league and for the Texans and Deshaun?
Well, no idea. I don't have a clue. Nobody around the league has a clue. If they say they do, they're lying. And because nobody has any idea. Tony Busby, well, first of all, it'd been quiet for a couple of weeks, and people are writing, well, that means they're negotiating settlements. And I'm sure they have been negotiating settlements. But then everybody's saying, well, the attorneys they put a lid on it. Nope. Tony Busby came out last night with Channel 26 here and said there's no settlements and that the 4 women who talked to the NFL weren't respected. Then Rusty Harden put out a thing today. There's no settlements, which means they'll probably settle tomorrow. But one of the things I learned a long time ago, anything attorneys say publicly, I treat it with a grain of salt.
Well, absolutely. And again, I think one of the things is, obviously, if there is a settlement, Watson wants a non-disclosure. Everything's got to be kept confidential. And apparently they want money, but want freedom to go talk as well. I mean, we all know how the law works in those kind of situations. And it is interesting that leading up to the draft, it got very quiet with the attorneys. And now the draft is behind us and the attorneys are talking again.
Yeah, and I think that's never good when it happens. I like it better when they have zipped it up and working behind the scenes to get something done. But it could be done tomorrow. It could be done 3 months from now. We don't know. That's just it. And I also don't think when Watson resolves his legal situations that all of a sudden teams are going to line up and start trying to trade for him. I don't think that for a minute. And they're not just going to give him away. To me, the longer you wait, the more you're going to get. And a team that would be ideal is going to have to see it start or play. That'd be Philadelphia. The Eagles have 2 number 1 picks. If Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps for the Colts, they're going to have 3 number 1 picks. And they got a quarterback, Jalen Hurts, that had only started a few games and didn't really distinguish himself. So a team like that, and there's other teams that have multiple number 1 picks, but like the Giants have 2 number 1s, but they want to see Daniel Jones. They're not going to make a trade for Watson until they get another season out of Jones. So what I'm more interested in right now is seeing Davis Mills, the rookie quarterback who comes. They're not going to spend a lot of time on the field in their rookie minicamp. Most of it's going to be in the classroom, virtual meetings. And once we do see him during the OTAs in 2 weeks, that's the player I'm more interested in.
Davis Mills, their 3rd round pick, the odds-on future quarterback. Do you expect to see Mills playing early in the season, or Tyrod start this thing and let Davis grow into it, even with your expectation of a 3-14 season?
Rob, the plan is Tyrod Taylor will be the starter to begin the season. And I wrote yesterday that I think Mills, coming off their bye week, they have 8 games left. That would be a perfect time to put him out there. The single most important objective they have this season is they've got to determine, can Davis Mills, 3rd round pick, with 6 starts last year at Stanford, 11 in his career in only 14 games, can he show enough to make them believe I can be the quarterback? Because if he could, the odds are against him because, number 1, he doesn't have much experience. Number 2, he doesn't have a good team around him. So the odds are against him. But if he could do that, then that would change their draft next season they'd be doing a 360 because they could trade their high number one pick and get extra picks to help with a rebuild, or they could take a pass rusher or a cornerback or another position. But the odds are that first pick next season is going to be a quarterback. And at this early stage, the three leading candidates are North Carolina's Sam Howell, Oklahoma's Spencer Rattler, and Liberty's Malik Willis.
Going to be interesting times. And as we get ready for the start of the season, John, out of curiosity, the temperature amongst Texans fans and the excitement level, because I know they've had a wait list forever. They sell out, every game, with the CDC and the president today saying that if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask indoors. We know Jerry will be full capacity up there in Dallas. What's the plan right now for the Texans in stadium capacity when the season starts?
Well, they said their plan is to sell every ticket. The key is, do people want to buy every ticket? I know so many people that have canceled their tickets, and they're just down on the team. The Watson situation, they don't like Jack Easterby. They don't know about David Culley. There's so much uncertainty involved in this team. And so I think they will fail to sell out for the first time in team history, preseason and regular season, except for last season, when nobody sold out because of COVID-19. But I think they are a tough sell. Now, if they say they started off and shocked people and started off winning 2 or 3 games, which is going to be difficult to do because early season schedule's tough after Jacksonville. But say they beat Jacksonville, lost at Cleveland, beat Carolina here to start 2-3, we'd be shocked. But I think more people would want to go to their games, at least till it got real bad.
John McClain of the Houston Chronicle joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. Jacksonville on the first game. I want to talk to you about Tim Tebow signing to be a tight end. I'm not going to get into the Kaepernick mess. That one does not mean the other. What was he convinced to become a tight end? Have you heard, or did he just decide, well, I got to go play, and the only way I'm going to get back is as a tight end? And what is Urban Meyer's hiring? His hiring and personnel moves, I think, are already kind of turning some heads. I don't understand the hiring of Tim Tebow and already giving him the contract. John?
Did we lose John?
I guess we lost John. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle. Well, we'll catch up with him next week, and I'll frame that question better. He just left. I didn't answer a good question, and he left. And when you're dealing with a pro like that, it's always good to catch up with a poet laureate, a Texas sports writer. As he is John McClain coming back. We talk Texans schedule. Let's look around the rest of the NFL as the schedule is out. Look at the Cowboys as well. What do you expect? The good news is 8-8. You can't do that no more. We'll talk about schedules next here on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
If you need your logo on gear, you need to get into Sammy's Embroidery Club over there on San Pedro. If you're a business owner, manager, club leader, you're in charge of gear for your company, whether you need shirts, jackets, caps, uniforms, masks, Sammy's Embroidery Club is certainly the place to go. And not just embroidery. You can do silkscreen T-shirts as well. So you got a roofing company, you need shirts for your employees, he can do that for you. Family reunion coming up. Yeah, you didn't get one last year. You're doing one this year. Need those shirts made? Sammy's Embroidery Club. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. Check the website, samsembroidery.com, or go visit the massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. All items do come with a warranty, and you'll work with Sammy on your project. He's the owner, and he's by his phone right now. Call Sam. 210-824-3900 is the phone number. 824-3900 for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Show us your meat.
On the grill.
Take a picture and upload it to ESPNSA.com, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market if you do. Grilling with the Blitz every Thursday.
We all like things to be easy and convenient, and New Brakes has done that with brake repair. Jason Minnick's here for New Brakes, nubrakes.com. They're a mobile brake shop. They will come to your home or office or wherever you are and fix your brakes. If your brakes are bad or going bad, go to nubrakes.com and schedule your repair. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repairs, and they only fix brakes, so you won't get the upsells like at a traditional repair shop. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. New Brakes uses premium brake parts, and they back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. If your brakes are squeaky or grindy, go to nubrakes.com. Schedule your repair. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. nubrakes.com. Busy at work or just relaxing at the house, you continue to do what you do while New Brakes fixes your brakes. They're great at what they do. Go read all their 5-star reviews and schedule your repair at nubrakes.com.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm with my brother, Jason, my lawyer. He's with the Thompson Law Firm. Now, Jason, I got a question for you. I see lawyer advertisements, billboards, TV. How do I choose a lawyer?
I see the exact same advertisements, and it would be tough, I think, if you don't have a relationship with an attorney deciding who to pick. I think the things that you need to think about are whether or not the law firm and the lawyer I hire will be my lawyer. And what I mean by that is not a face on a billboard, but never actually seeing that lawyer. I'm talking about hiring the lawyer that I want to represent me. And so when you come in, I am the one that meets you, and I will take you through every step of the process. I will handle the insurance companies. I will help you with your recovery. I will take you through that entire process. And knowing full well that that is my client, not just for today, but for the rest of their life.
Be smart. Protect yourself and your family. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyer4us.com.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's tried to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply. So you get brilliant candidates fast.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
All hits all the time.
Let's go commercial free. Even though saying we're going commercial free is technically a commercial for this station. When I say commercial free, I mean no commercials from our sponsors. But saying that is still a commercial of sorts, just to be clear. Okay, now I'm confused. Let's go commercial free. Except for this message about how we're going commercial free.
Maybe commercials about going commercial free just need a Snickers. Snickers satisfies. How come I can't get my car looking like that?
Oh, hey, how is it going? Car looks great.
Thanks. Just put another coat on it.
Coat of?
Graphene nanospray coating from 303. It brings the paint to life, but also protects it.
Gotta be expensive.
Not a chance. Plus, you get a year of protection, and the water beating is crazy. Have a good one.
You too. Guess I know what I'm doing this weekend.
The new 303 Graphene Nano Spray Coating. For more information, head to 303radio.com.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. We're going to 6:30. Astros and Rangers. First pitch a little after 7. We'll get your pregame going ahead of time. The Battle of Texas. Who's going home with the aluminum boot?
It's the silver boot, and it will go to Houston.
Well, they do have a 2-game lead, but the Rangers have 3 games to overtake, baby. By Saturday or Sunday night, there will be a new king of Texas baseball as they will sweep. No,
you realize it's a long season.
Dude, the Stros bought 5 dingers last night. The Rangers, the balloon's going to pop. It's going to pop. Well, let's ride this wave as long as we can. Who'd have thought they'd only be a couple of games under 500, even this early in May? I know, but even now, you'd have thought it had already passed. Right. They'd have been 10, 15 games down and already searching.
What did the Rangers have? The Astros, and then the Yankees are coming next week. It's going to be a little tough stretch.
Speaking of the Yankees, we'll talk. Have you seen the pace that Garrett Cole is on right now? 56 consecutive.
We don't speak of this. We don't.
It goes deeper. I was listening. We're not talking about just Cole leaving the Stros or anything like that. In my life, I'm 55. I don't think I've ever seen a season that is so pitcher specific, and pitching is there's so many great pitchers right now. I don't think I've seen so many great pitchers all hot at the same time. I mean, guys are throwing smoke and strikeouts, and the records that are going to fall this year are ridiculous.
It's crazy because we've had two no-hitters already. We had one that should be, but maybe isn't because it was only 7 innings, and but the hitting too. I mean, it's amazing what all we are watching in baseball, and for a sport that's 1,000 years old, you still see stuff you've never seen before in baseball. But we don't speak of that Garrett Cole. In fact, a good friend of mine, Albert, got me a very nice Garrett Cole Yankees T-shirt for my birthday. And I'm thinking, why waste your money? I mean, I know it was a jab, it was a gag gift, but you think I'm ever going to wear that thing? I mean, that thing's not even good enough to clean the toilet. But man, I can't stand seeing him pitch for the Yankees because he should be in Houston.
Yeah. You talk about all the great pitching. What about the pitcher that is leading ERA,
Ohtani?
Home runs, and then went and played in the outfield after pitching?
Hey man, dude, you know what I like about that dude? Earn your money. And he lost to the Astros while doing all of that, so it was even better.
Oh, he gonna earn his money. You're about to see a new highest paid player in baseball history.
So can you imagine a day when at some point Ohtani is sitting above Babe Ruth? I mean, they told us that when they drafted him, but I still find it just monumental that pitching is so dominant. And then, it's either strikes or homers. It's one or the other. So you're not going to walk a whole lot of guys. Everybody's swinging for everything. So I'm not surprised that walks are down, but the strikeouts and the smoke being thrown in the control early on, you're going to have to pitch to win this one.
I'm going to guess there's going to be some hitters that will accuse Major League Baseball of doctoring the ball to aid the pitchers. It's that roller coaster that we go on.
Yeah. It's just another unwritten rule. The Cowboys got their schedule yesterday. What's the numbers tell us they're the second easiest schedule by last season's numbers in the NFL. They also plastered the Cowboys on the billboard that is game one, night one of the 21 season, that Thursday night. We also have today, we got Tom Brady tweeting out, hey, we get to play America's team. I know this is an age-old debate, but the fact does remain that I do think that Cowboys star, though they don't deserve to be playing that first game, still is the biggest thing in the NFL. And as they go, so will their TV ratings this season. I think the Cowboys are going to be part and parcel to what, the NFL needs better ratings. They were down a little bit last year for a lot of reasons, but the Cowboys are there for a reason. I asked you yesterday, why? I mean, this is a team that was under 500, got a broken leg quarterback. They have an offensive line they're going to have to rebuild. They were biblically bad on defense, yet the NFL chose them to kick the season off. For what? Because they're still the biggest name out there, despite what Tom Brady might believe.
It's funny because I saw, last night, our good friend John Hancock from USAA tweeted why. And I said, dude, it's simple. They're America's team. It ain't complicated as to why the Cowboys are there. Yes, they're 8-8 this year. Maybe they'll go 8-1. I mean, but they are America's team. It is the most valuable franchise on planet Earth, more than any of those soccer teams. And you look at the hype video that the Cowboys put out yesterday to release their schedule. You got Jerry Jones with Post Malone, and, nobody does a hype video like that. The Cowboys know how to sell. They're entertainers, and people are going to tune in. You got a gazillion Cowboy fans that are hoping they could beat Tom, and you're going to have a whole bunch of Cowboy haters wanting to see the Cowboys lose. And all you got to do is look at that picture of Jerry Jones and Posty as Posty's putting that big old chain with the star on it. You look at that smile on Jerry's face. That's all that matters in the end.
Can we
for
stop
Jerry Jones
with the season, the ticket hype video? It's as good an excuse as any, I guess. But when did that become a thing? When did they make a hype video for the schedule? I know that, you got to put your media department.
A couple of years.
Has it? Has it been a couple of years? Because I don't recall a single Dallas Cowboy drop of a video for their schedule release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every year. Every year they put social media videos. Last couple of years they've done it. Every year we talk about it.
I don't recall talking about a season ticket video.
Most years they're a lot of graphics, animation kind of stuff. But the Cowboys, man, bringing in Posty and putting that thing together, I don't know how you ever top that.
I'm looking at the variety of hype videos from across the NFL.
Did you see what the Texans did?
I have not seen the Texans. No.
Go watch the Texans one. It was pretty cool, and was probably pretty cool when they first started thinking out it. But after, I don't know, week 4, you're just bored with it because you know what's going to happen. Did
Deshaun make the video?
Deshaun does not make the
video.
video.
JJ make the video?
No, JJ's not in the video. You just got to go watch the video. I don't even know how to describe it, but they got like the team logos and rice, and then they throw it all up in the air and it comes down. And I don't know. Like I said, one of them was pretty cool. After a while, you're like, all right, this is boring.
I don't see the purpose. Seems like superfluous money to me, but it's out there. And Post Malone and Jerry doing some singing. We also get a quick peek of Dak and Zeke also show up. Jerry's making it rain. With schedule cards,
pocket schedules.
For a guy that probably, you seem like he'd done that before. I'm just going to throw out there. I have a feeling that he had to show Post. Now you might have done it with 20s. Come over here, young man. I'm going to show you 100 flies. Come over here. I'm going to show you what a hundo fly is like. He looked pretty good doing that, and they got the video out. Now, when you look at the schedule, brass tacks, everybody stays healthy. What do you see?
11 wins. 11 wins.
Now, used to you go 11-7 and go, hey, that's great. I mean, 11-6 and go, hey, that's great. But does that translate into an NFC title? 11 wins should. In my mind, if they win 10 games, they win the NFC East.
Well, and so that's why you got to go 11. The interesting thing is, I mean, there's some obvious games that you go, well, that's a loss. I mean, Patrick Mahomes on the road against Kansas City, New Orleans, which is in prime time. We don't even know who their quarterback is going to be. I'm surprised how many prime games New Orleans got. Did they forget that Drew Brees is now at NBC? Not the Saints need to be on NBC. But you look at this, and the crazy part of the schedule, their first 2 games are tough, and then they get a pretty easy stretch. They've got a stretch of 3 home games in a row, then a stretch of 3 road games in a row, which seems kind of odd. The Thursday games give them a couple of mini buys throughout the season. The Raiders at home on Thanksgiving. The Raiders aren't very good. But they don't play a lot of division games. In fact, everybody in the NFC East has the bulk of their NFC East games in the final month of the season. I don't know that I like playing the Redskins twice in 3 weeks, or football team, excuse me. And there's a couple scenarios like that. Last game of the year on January 9th against the Philadelphia Eagles on the road against Philadelphia after you played a home game New Year's weekend against the Arizona Cardinals. So we won't have any real idea of the NFC East champion until Christmas.
I like that we get the Falcons again.
Jerry's paying off somebody. Make it rain. Keep Atlanta coming. Keep Atlanta coming. I can't believe Brady and going to New England is a bigger hype than, I don't know, Dan Quinn playing the Falcons. Just saying.
The most anticipated game in the dirty South ever. Dan Quinn comes home. A bye week in week 7. The sandwich in between the Patriots and the Vikings, and then you were talking about the 3 weeks ats and the 3 weeks homes. That Washington Giant. The Saints, Washington, and Giants, weeks 13, 14, and 15. Do you think those are the pivotal weekends? You think by week 15, after we've been on the road versus the Saints, at Washington, at the Giants, we'll have a pretty good handle of what the Cowboys are prior to week 16?
I think we'll actually get a pretty good handle on the Cowboys a little bit sooner. I mean, kind of that middle stretch. And again, it depends on if Deshaun or Aaron Rodgers is quarterbacking the Broncos. But, you go Giants, Patriots, Vikings, Broncos. That's a pretty tough stretch there. Then you get the Falcons, and then you got Chiefs, Raiders, Saints, and then football team. I mean, there's lots of wins to be had in that schedule. But it could also, that middle part there in October could be a brutal stretch for the Cowboys that could make that stretch you just talked about not worthy of talking about.
The Buccaneers going to, Tom Brady is certainly it. But more importantly, when I look at the Buccaneers, I look at their wideouts. And you want to talk about a baptism of fire, man. They're going to bring it. And we're going to have to see the Cowboys get ready quick. That extra preseason game might be pretty important because we might have a first year and a rookie playing cornerback to start the season.
I mean, the reality is you look at the Buccaneers and their wide receivers and the Cowboys and their wide receivers, and I think you're going to see the two best wide receiver groups in the NFL in week one. So hopefully the Cowboys wide receivers can train ours up pretty good when you get into that first game, and we'll see what Dan Quinn does. What we can't have is what we saw all last year, communication issues and all that kind of crap that we kept hearing long into the season. And to a degree last year, I think you do give it a pass because training camp was weird in the OTAs. And, how many times did Mike McCarthy tell us they kept the offense the same because of terminology? And they should. And Mike McCarthy finally admitted to us late in the year they should have done the same with the defense.
A lot of things they should have done. The proof will be in the pudding. We know September the 9th, they're taking on the Patriots. We will have them front to back all the way around. Coverage from Oxnard, preseason, Hall of Fame, and all of that you catch right here on ESPN San Antonio. Coming back, Tom Brady's daddy's feeling a little salty. Tom goes south, and his dad starts calling radio stations up in Boston. We'll tell you what he had to say coming up next. You're on the Blitz, 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. The weather is turning warm. I haven't looked outside, but I can tell you this. When was the last time you woke up in the morning and could not wait to go get in a vehicle and go drive around? I have that every morning. Alamo Cycleplex has offered me the use of what's known as a slingshot. It's made by Polaris. It's just one of the many brands that Alamo Cycleplex carries under their roof. Those power sport toys that, man, you always see, you always envy, but maybe you have never taken that step to go buy one. Now is the time. You've earned it. Specials to be had. Inventory is still good. You need to head over to Alamo Cycleplex and get yourself some fun because it starts right there. You've earned it. 7 fun brands under one roof. Whether you're looking for 2 wheels, a brand new bike or a used bike, or you're looking to sell one, you need to go talk to David Sears and his good crew over there. They might be in the market to buy yours. If you're looking for a 3-wheel fun vehicle, something to work around the ranch or the lease, looking for something on the water, you're just looking to have some fun, I want you to head over to Alamo Cycleplex. It's a family-friendly place. Bring your family over. Check out the many different things you can take advantage of at Alamo Cycleplex. They're over at Days of All on I-10. Their website, alamocycleplex.com, has a list of all the things that they got, but I just want to put this in your mind. You have earned the right to go out and have some fun. You've earned the opportunity to go spend this summer out in the great outdoors on a power sport vehicle from Alamo Cycleplex and all the fun that comes along with it. If you're in the market for a new bike, I want you to head over there. Great financing, great deals to be had on all the brands that they're carrying. If you're looking for a used bike or looking to sell, head over to Alamo Cycleplex. But at the end of the day, I want you to head over there and just see what they've got. So many people envy these things, but have never looked at the great cost-effective way you can have them. Alamo Cycleplex has 7 brands under one roof. Days of All on I-10. You're looking for fun. I want you to head over there. Tell David I sent you. Go sit down in one of those slingshots, man. It is the most fun allowed by law on the road. If you see me zipping by, wave at me, but I won't look at you. I'm white-knuckled headed someplace, man. It's the most fun I've ever had. You deserve it. Head over to Alamo Cycleplex. Get yourself on one of those brand new toys for the garage or the lake or just to and from work. You deserve the fun. Alamo Cycleplex has got it. The fun starts there. Head over to Alamo Cycleplex today, and I'm sure you're going to thank me later.
Hey, we're both working toward a common goal. Quitting time. This is San Antonio's sports leader. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM. All day, every day.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
And Twin Peaks is honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every Friday at our Bourbon and Brews party. Get to Twin Peaks Fridays from 5 to 7 p.m. to experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. Cheers!
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Want to hear how easy it is to get rid of those black streaks on your roof with spray and forget? Check this out. This is you spraying your roof. And this is you forgetting about it. That's it. No scrubbing, no rinsing. It does the work for you. Those stains caused by algae, mold, and mildew will disappear over time. Works on asphalt, wood, slate, and clay roofs. So you can just forget about it. Spray and forget. Available at the Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and Menards.
It's the Blitz. You're on ESPN San Antonio. Spurs back in action. They just go across the river into Madison Square Garden tonight, taking on the Knicks. There will be no Derrick Rose tonight. So we got that going for us. We'll get you all ready.
10 years ago, that might have mattered.
Actually, don't discount Derrick, boy. I think he has played quite well. He has earned his money with them. He's not the MVP anymore, but that backup point guard position he's played, he's been very important to this team. The Knicks are good. When was the last time you said that? That's a good basketball team. The Spurs are going to find out tonight. We'll get you ready at 6:15 with Game Night San Antonio, brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. We're going to give away a $50 gift card in just a minute from our favorite meat purveyor in all the world, Tri-County Meat Markets. It's We Grill with the Blitz, what we do every week. Submit your photos of your finely crafted meats on grills, and we pick the best picture, the best recipe, and we offer a $50 gift card. We're going to do that in just a second. But before we go, we've talked a lot about schedules. I find it very interesting that Tom Brady, a year now, he's been gone a year, that the schedule comes out, and his dad, who is, the Brady family, we've heard from his father before, but they're not out and about. It's certainly not the ball dad who's not out and about. But now Tom Brady's dad is calling radio stations in Boston and talking smack.
He is. It's crazy because we never heard him do this while Tom Brady played for New England, and it kind of reminds me of Danny Green, about 10 minutes after he was traded to Toronto, he dropped his first podcast. There's certain team rules. So I'm sure Tom Brady Jr., dad, can't call the radio stations when they're talking bad about me. You just got to deal with it. Well, they don't have those same rules, obviously, under Bruce Arians. So the schedule comes out yesterday, and apparently unsolicited, Tom Brady calls WEEI in Boston and then starts talking smack.
They're all tough. Yeah. You look at them and there are no walkovers. But coming back home to Boston, it's our second home here, and the Patriots are our second favorite team. It's a game where we get to root for against nobody. We get to root for the Patriots, but we our most favorite team, of course, is the Buccaneers. And so we expect to beat the Patriots rather handily.
Okay.
We expect to beat the Patriots rather handily.
At any point in that interview, did he say Tommy?
He did not.
Tommy Brady?
He called in. No, I didn't hear him call him Tommy. There was none of that. But could you imagine? Pick a Spur and their dad calls this show to talk about it. Right? That might happen one time. And then all of a sudden, we never hear from them again. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen.
Well, it doesn't happen because I, as a son, don't ever call a radio station, Pop, for any reason. And if you do, you don't say you're related to me. You change your voice. My boy Tommy.
Let's put Tom Brady Sr. up here. Hey, do you think he has the secret bat line, or is he just calling the regular number, sitting on hold 38 minutes, and then he finally gets on there?
Dude, if I knew it was Tom Brady's dad, he would go to the front of the line every time. And I want to hear every day a different story about little Tommy Brady. I just want to hear.
Can we turn this into a weekly segment, Mr. Brady?
Let's tales from Tommy's past.
Oh, God. I'm sure that will sell well in Boston right about now.
I don't think Tommy ever did anything wrong. Hey, let's give away some meat money. We're grilling with a Blitz. A $50 gift card is headed your direction from Tri-County Meat Market. Yeah, I said it, meat money. We're giving it away. Coming up next is Spurs. Following that, they got the Knicks tonight, and we'll get you ready for that for the game night, San Antonio. You're on the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
The Post Up with Brendan Medina and Jack Thompson. All your hoop needs. Fridays at 7 after the Blitz. From the NBA to college hoops. As well as the major culture's basketball influences. Like sneakers, movies, video games, and more. The Post Up with Brendan Medina and Jack Thompson. Fridays at 7 after the Blitz. 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM. And on the go at ESPNSA.com. ESPNSA.com.
You like a company that really stands behind its product? Well, listen to what Diamonds Direct does. Let's say you buy a diamond today for $6,000, but later on you want to trade up to a larger diamond or maybe a different shape. Diamonds Direct will give you $6,600 towards the new diamond. That's a guaranteed 10% appreciation. Let me say it again. You paid $6,000 originally, but Diamonds Direct pays you $6,600 for that same diamond when you upgrade. 10% more for the same diamond. It's Diamonds Direct's 110% upgrade guarantee, and it applies to diamond pendants and diamond stud earrings as well. You get the extra 10% on a $3,000 diamond or a $30,000 diamond. Doesn't matter. No strings attached either. You can get the 110% trade-up value regardless of the cost of the new diamond. And you can upgrade as many times as you like. Now that's peace of mind. And that's a company that believes in its product. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
Whether you're driving for distance, pitching for precision, or putting to win it all, come to Edwin Watts Golf Shop to get custom fit for all your clubs throughout your bag. Hit a few balls and let our team show you the latest swing technology and data that will help optimize your game. Having each club tailored to become your gamers will help you start shooting lower scores. Let Edwin Watts Golf Shops help you make every shot the perfect one. Come in and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
I'm with Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, if someone's in a serious collision, what should they do?
Call me as soon as possible after the collision. If a bad driver, a drunk driver, a driver of a commercial or company vehicle crashes into you or a family member, the most important decision you will make for yourself and your family is choosing the right lawyer. You should know that the insurance companies already have their own attorneys, and you should too. If you or a family member has been seriously injured in a traffic collision, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My phone number is 900-0400, or just remember my website, alawyerforus.com. I practice law right here in San Antonio for more than 20 years, helping people and families just like yours. I believe you and your family need an attorney who is honest, loyal, experienced, professional, someone you would be proud to call your lawyer.
Your lawyer, Jason Thompson, named one of San Antonio's best personal injury attorneys and a Texas super lawyer. Call Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to alawyerforus.com.
We're all ready for spring. Now's the time to get ready for spring projects with help from the Home Depot. Install a brand new faucet, lay down fresh new flooring, roll on a bright new coat of paint. Need to figure square footage or paint coverage? Our project calculators will do the math. Do it all from our app and get delivery right to your door. Download our mobile app to get started. Bring on spring with innovative help from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Goodyear knows the importance of keeping momentum as you head down the stretch. Momentum starts with movement. It's pulled from the air like a contested rebound. Momentum builds with steals and fast breaks, and is proven by deep threes as the shot clock expires. Momentum is how we change the game, and now it's time to discover where it can take us. Goodyear, more driven.
ESPN San Antonio, all day, every day. 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 94.5 FM, KZDC San Antonio. Jason Minix, Rob Thompson, The Blitz.
It's the Blitz. Thanks for joining us. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. James Pleasure producing us as always. We're going to be out a little early tonight, out at 6:30 for Rangers Astros. First pitch just after 7 o'clock. You'll catch it all, the entire series right here on ESPN San Antonio. We'll have Game Night San Antonio in just a few. We're getting ready for the Knicks tonight. But first, it's one of our favorite things to do every week, and that's to give away some money. We're going to play Jerry Jones standing up there at the Star, flicking things off with a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. And
what kind of money is it again, Rob?
It is a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. It's meat money.
Oh,
that's what it should say on the card. I'm an idea guy. If it should just say Tri-County Meat Money.
It might actually.
I've never actually seen one. I have not won. Although Jason could win.
I can't win.
Good picks.
Well,
you could. You post, for those that have thought, should I or shouldn't I? Look at what Minix posts on his Facebook and Twitter. If you can do that, post. You could win. It's just I talk to a lot of people, Jason, that cook every week, and they go, man, I don't want to embarrass myself. Go look,
dude. It's easy. I mean, I just had some wings the other day. It was simple, easy.
How about your wings?
Delicious.
Were those wings expensive?
No,
because I've heard there's a shortage.
No, I when I heard there might be a shortage, we got some and put them in the freezer, man. I was hoarding them like toilet paper and gas. I mean, if I'd had to put wings in a grocery bag and take them out, I'd have done that, man. It's right next to the gasoline, man. It would have right there next to the super unleaded. It's good.
Yeah, the equivalent is you just stuffing chicken wings in a gas can, like just sticking them down in and putting them in the freezer.
I have no idea what they cost. I mean, I show up and the wife had gone to the store and they're in the fridge. I have no idea if they were expensive or not.
What kind of rubs did you use on those wings? Because they look phenomenal. And that's part of this is explain what you're doing on your grill so that we can learn from it.
Well, sure. On the wings that I did the other night, I had some Gulf Coast smoke on some.
I like Gulf Coast.
Some of the Meat Church honey bacon barbecue on some. And some of the hardcore carnivore red was on some of the others.
Well, yeah, hardcore carnivore. Don't know that one.
It's when you were at the house. What I had on those beef ribs.
Oh,
the other
those
night,
work. That's very good.
That was hardcore black.
I like that.
They have a red. Yeah, they're it's good.
I had the black though, right?
Yes,
that's what I had.
Yeah.
This week's winner outdid himself or herself. It is the fullest grill we have offered a gift card to, because except for fish, I didn't see any fish, but everything else I believe was represented on one grill. We had sausage, we had some fine looking big ribs, had fine looking pork ribs, looked like lots of chicken quarters, and I guess pork steaks. I can't figure out what all that is, but it all looks beautiful.
Yeah, they got some sausage, looks like some hot dogs, and clearly they didn't cook all this at the same time. They cooked a whole bunch of stuff and said, well, we need a photo for Rob and Jason. Here we go. Here's what you're doing. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's a lot of meat. That or they were having a plate sale. One of the two.
Tri-County's got the big ribs on sale for $8.99 a pound this week. And look at these. It looks very good. Our winner this week posted Meat Heaven, baby back ribs, bacon wraps, dino ribs, leg quarters, jalapeno cheese sausage, and fajitas without a comma. So it's a fajitas and then pork. I don't know if it's pork fajitas or fajitas, and then pork.
We don't grade your grammar. It's fine. I can see it's all there.
And
it all looks good.
It was submitted by Jew, I guess would be the.
Looking in the back end, the email was Judy.
Judy.
So congratulations, Judy.
See, we need more women to post like this because in my experience, and we have a mutual friend, she does all the cooking. It's probably about 40% of the women I know grill on a fairly regular basis. Not all, but I think they're probably the least likely to post those pictures. We want everybody to post those pictures because I found, like Judy, that the quality of the photos improved. I mean, look at that. It is like it's a meat painting.
You could definitely tell she put these together because she's cut her dino ribs, so they're up front looking really good. You can see the meat that has come away from the bone there, so you know it's good and probe tender, ready to go. All of it, man. That was well decorated for the photo op.
I'm going to utilize the power of the Blitz and Tri-County Meat Market and our grilling with the Blitz segment. I need a new chicken quarters recipe. I need something else, whether it's a new rub, a new way to cook it. I've been all in with the Alabama white sauce to the point where I don't want it anymore. I've had enough of it that I don't really want to eat that. I'll make it again, but I need a new way other than, a smoked chicken quarter is as good as you can. I mean, it's good eating, but I want to have a full-on recipe. Is there a new sauce? Is there something somebody else is doing that I can try? Because coming into the summer, it's been a full year of, fast-paced grilling. I've done more grilling over the last year than I have my entire life, I think. And I need new ideas. And chicken, of course, is about the recipe more so than it is about the meat.
Have you done, now your Alabama white sauce is similar to the pollo asada recipe.
I've done the pollo asada. And they're similar, but they're not the same by any stretch.
Because the pollo asada is fantastic. In fact, I haven't done that in a while. So now you got me thinking I need to do some pollo asada chicken here pretty soon. I would say, I mean, if you're looking for some new rubs, is
it a rub or is it a sauce or is it a skewer? Find me a new way to do a chicken quarter other than either smoking it or laying it on a grill. That's what I'm looking for. I want a new way to do chicken outside over a fire, but I'm willing to try just about anything.
Well, to me, it's about the rub. I mean, sauces are there, but I'm not the biggest sauce guy.
Me either.
I prefer more of the rubs. Get that hardcore red. That's good.
I've got a lot of rubs, and I'm down with it.
Really good.
And I won't change. I'll still continue doing. I mean, it's the like you were doing the wings. That's your go-to quick. And then you throw a couple quarters on. You can be eating in 45 minutes if you're timely with your fire. So if anybody has any ideas, reach me out on Twitter at Rob Thompson ESPN. Go to our Facebook feed while we're on right now. Our Facebook feed is going right now. You can throw up any suggestions. If you got a unique way to do, and it doesn't have to be leg quarters. I mean, I've done the beer can chicken. I've done the whole chicken. I've smoked the full chicken. I've done the breasts. I've done the drumsticks. I've done everything. Is there anything under the sun that I have not done with chicken?
What I hear you saying is you need to go down to the barbecue store and get you one of them contraptions. Get one of those rotisserie things that you can put on your grill because you haven't done that. See, so now it's all about getting a new toy, a new contraption, and try something a little bit different.
Here is my goal.
It's not about the rubs. It's not about the sauces. It's about the gear.
Oh, it's like that with everything in my life. It's about the stuff. I would like to have the inverted burner where the burner is going up and you use a skewer. You have ever done, the shawarmas or like a Jalisco style kind of meat where you carve it off the spit. I want that. Now, once I get that, there's no stopping me, man. It's over.
Have either of y'all ever done like a dry rub on your chicken?
Absolutely.
But a ranch dry rub.
I've used the powdered ranch in different rub recipes. So I have used the I won't name the brand, but the ranch that's in the bag that you add buttermilk to make the dressing. I've used that powder to make different things. So yeah, I have tried it and it's excellent.
I love like dry rubbed ranch, like chicken and.
I got a recipe.
I wonder what a homemade one's like.
Mix that in and try it and smoke your fish with it. With a little bit of salt, pepper, and I've done it with the Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds, but you mix in that and it adds it's got a binding quality to it because it's powder, it's essentially ready to be mixed. It serves as a little bit of a glue if you're trying to get something to stick. It adds a great flavor. I've done it on a couple of different fishes because it's got a little bit of a lighter flavor.
So
it
like
works
that
very well.
mix with like a panko or something?
Oh, no, panko's good. I'm talking about it's almost a wet rub because once it starts to dry, it really holds on. And, a lot of people will use mustard as a binder. You can use the powdered ranch dressing with a little bit of liquid, and it turns into a good binder to hold other things on.
Interesting. That's good news because obviously Pledge wants just a ranch chicken. You know that insurance commercial where the Pizza Hut lady shows up to thank him for saving all that money and here's a side of
Jake
ranch
from State Farm.
That's Jake from State Farm.
Yeah. That side of ranch, that's Pledge. You go to a wings place with Pledge. He'll order the gallon of ranch and he takes his wings and he puts them in there and shakes them all up and then puts them back out onto the cart.
So ranch wings.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I see where he's going. He wants you to come up with a good ranch recipe and then an invite to the Thompson Hill to go, ride around on whatever fun toy you have for the week and jump in the pool. That's what he's doing.
Pretty much.
We're about, I would say, without augmentation, which I don't see that coming.
I'm fully vaccinated, right?
Oh, no, I'm talking about time to get in the pool. Right now, the pool's running right about 77, 78.
Well,
and
that sounds like swimming weather.
No.
That sounds like shrinkage weather, man. Stay out of that pool.
Yeah, it's a little nipply, if you know what I mean. It's a little cool. I would say we're a couple of weeks away from full use of that pool. Right now, it's hypothermic inducing.
Dude, take that new generator of yours and heat that thing.
It's a worthy consideration. That's it's really expensive to heat your pool. Coming back,
Don't be cheap.
We
Use
do
one of your Capri Sun gas pouches. Power up the generator.
If you are able to have a pool in your house, you can't bitch about how much it costs to heat it.
But it's
like somebody that drives a high-end sports car can't complain about the cost of super unleaded gas.
Right.
I mean, it comes with the territory. Heat your damn pool and invite us over.
I'll let the sun take care of its business. Honestly, I do believe we're probably, if we can warm. See, the weather like this is not helping.
Cook us some steaks finally.
Yeah. When did this become Bag on Rob? I thought we started with a recipe hint. Yes,
and he still owe us 3 tomahawks. It's all good.
Yeah, well, we'll settle that in due time, won't we? Hey, coming back, the Spurs still have several more games, so they're going to get one more when they're done. It looks like 10th seed is in play, but we got the Knicks tonight. We'll get you ready. We'll talk starting lineups and prepare for what could be another in a losing streak up there in New York as we get ready to take on the angry Knicks. We'll talk Spurs next. Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Mellow Mushroom around the corner here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com.
We all like things easy and convenient. New Brakes has done that with brake repair. Jason Minnick's here for New Brakes. They're a mobile brake shop. That means they will come to you to fix your brakes, your home, your office, wherever you are, wherever you're going to be for about an hour, and they fix your brakes. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repair, and they only fix brakes, so no upsells like at a traditional repair shop. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. They only use premium brake parts, and they do back all their repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. So if your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, go to nubrakes.com. Schedule your repair. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. You continue to do what you do while New Brakes fixes your brakes, and they're great at what they do. Go read all the 5-star reviews and schedule your repair now at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
I'm Justin Tatro, official organist of the Texas Rangers, and this is your home for Rangers baseball. 1250 AM and 94.5 FM, ESPN San Antonio.
If you're a bacon lover, I've got great news for you. This is Michael Kilbasa with Kilbasa Smoked Meats. Our authentic dry-cured bacon is now available at grocery stores near you. We make it the old-fashioned way with the finest pork bellies and our legendary spice blend. We don't pump it full of water or chemicals like other brands. All you get is thick, savory slices of delicious bacon. I hope you'll give it a try, and if it's not the best bacon you've ever eaten, I'll give you your money back. Kilbasa Smoked Meats, slow-crafted in Texas since 1949.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
O'Reilly. This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. I can pop a beer in here, right? Your cousin from Boston. This here is Sam Adams Boston Lager. It's my go-to beer. Not too heavy, not too light. Oh boy, oh boy. That's whoopsie daisy. Oh no. Is there somebody that can help? Come on in the room. It poured right in the keyboard. Relax. I spill beer on my computer all the time. Sam Adams Boston Lager. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Drink responsibly.
Hey renters, it's Ty Pennington for Guaranteed Rate. Stop paying your landlord's mortgage every month. Look, mortgage rates are still historically low, so go to rate.com now to get a mortgage on your first home and upgrade your life. Like a legit home office, a new deck for summer, maybe a pool, you name it. Guaranteed Rate can help you go from renting to buying like crazy fast. Start at rate.com today. That's rate.com.
Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Company NMLS ID 2611, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Ooh, a fondue set. Now I need to find a coupon code.
Not anymore, Susan. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout.
Wait, instantly?
It's called shopping smart, not hard. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer for free and let it do the work for you.
Don't mind if I fondue.
Haha, that's kind of cheesy. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
This is Manu Ginobili.
This is Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, a.k.a. the Red Mamba, a.k.a. the Sandwich Hunter.
Hi, this is DeJounte Murray. It's Game Night San Antonio.
Game Night San Antonio. Brought to you by the Mellow Mushroom.
It is Game Night San Antonio, always brought to you by Mellow Mushroom. He's Jason Minix. I'm Rob Thompson. Spurs stay in the Big Apple. They lose to Brooklyn last night. They go across the river. We'll take on the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. Getting ready to go pretty soon as we head out. If you hadn't heard, Lucas Samanic broke a finger bone last night. He's questionable for tonight. So we're going to have to trudge through the rest of the season, it looks like, without the mighty Luka. The guy is snake bit. He's finally getting some minutes, and I'll tell you, this is something to be discussed when the season is done next week. I think, Pop, the more Luka has played, the better he's looked. And that's like that with so many rookies. But with him, it just seems more than others, he had to get out of his own way and start playing basketball. And Pop has to survive those mistakes. But I'm telling you, with every passing minute, he is proving himself to be at least capable and not a complete lost cause. And it's unfortunate that we're going to lose him now, because I do think that we're more valuable minutes were headed his direction.
Well, especially down the stretch and the idea of resting some guys. And I'm surprised that we haven't really seen it, although I do think Pop punted a little early last night. So he's getting the in-game rest, although, you got the help with the Pelicans losing. It's still a magic number of 1, because now you got a Spurs win or a Sacramento loss, and the Spurs are officially the 10th seed. And the NBA really cares about the San Antonio Spurs. They had time TBD on the 2 games with Phoenix to close out the year. Both games are going to be at 1 o'clock. Nothing like having a couple of 1 o'clock afternoon games. Although I think all the NBA are playing about the same time frame, so that it will all finish up and you can get ready for that big play-in game, which is going to be on the road at Memphis.
The Spurs are taking DeMar for his official visit to New York.
kind of feels that way, doesn't it?
Feeling the next time we see Madison Square Garden, DeMar DeRozan is going to be in that blue Knick uniform. The Knicks need him. DeMar is still playing great. This will be a great opportunity for him to show his skills and prep for that big contract that the Knicks are going to offer. The injuries are the same as that ever was, but plus Luka. Certainly Trey's still out. Derek White's still out. Luka with a banged up finger. The Knicks will be without Mitchell Robinson. And Reggie Bullock is questionable, though I do think we heard that he is going to play. Is that correct? He is going to be in tonight, so they do have some guard help. They will not have Derrick Rose. He will be out.
Bullock, Burke, and Quickly are all available tonight.
So all the questionables but Derrick will be playing tonight. The Knicks are angry, and I think they're in a good position to kind of hammer the Spurs tonight, quite frankly. I think the Spurs played very well last night. And when you look at what they did with the Nets, they lost the first quarter, they won the second quarter, they lost the third quarter, and they won the fourth. They played relatively well against an undermanned but super talented James Harden. Tonight, you're going to get an angry Knicks team. How do you see them stopping the front line of the Knicks?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I haven't figured this team out all year. I thought they were going to get destroyed by Milwaukee, but they showed, when all things are firing, they're there. What I do like about the Spurs is DeJounte sounded pissed off last night about that loss. And so maybe they come in angry. They want to play that extra game. At least they're saying all the right things. So tonight, do you look at this as a pride game? And as you called it, the official visit for DeMar. Is this one of these games where DeMar says, you know what? It's a game I got to be a little selfish in because I'm auditioning. I'm in New York. It's an audition, no masks. Let's go. I do expect DeMar to have a good game. And, there is something about playing in Madison Square Garden that I would think a lot of these guys. So, while it is ripe for a butt kicking on the second night of a back-to-back, I think the rest that you saw with the Spurs punting kind of early last night was if they looked at the schedule and said, we can get 1 and 2 in New York, it ain't Brooklyn. Let's focus on trying to beat the New York Knicks.
It sounds very, very pop-like. We'll understand Brooklyn, but let's get one to kind of keep a good taste in our mouth because 3 days ago, 2 games ago, we saw the biggest offensive output this team has offered in years, the highest scoring quarter or half they've ever had. So, Pop's seeing that going, if we can just hold on to a little bit of this, because obviously they don't give a damn about the draft pick. They're going, whether it's 14 or 18, they don't care. They've already got their guys circled. So go get one tonight. You brought up DeJounte being a little churlish, a little surly last night. Did you see the tweet that he sent out with the video of James Harden trying to trip him on the way out of bounds?
I did not see that.
DeJounte said lucky he didn't realize that had happened during the game, saw the tape later, and yes, DeJounte was nearly tripped as he was trying to save a ball from out of bounds. Maybe that's enough to kick things into gear. You brought up something important, Jason. It is the Garden. It is the Mecca. And guys, you get to go play in the Garden. You bring your A game, and this might be an opportunity to kind of represent a little bit. But, it does you no good from here on out. The magic number is 1. It's going to happen. Sacramento's going to collapse. They're going to fall down. And so if you're in the Garden and you're in a situation like this, do what we saw with Milwaukee. Play like there is absolutely no care. If the shot's there, take it. If the steal's there, dive for it.
You got to play like James Harden played last night.
Brag or anything, but I'm really good at this game.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
I study the game. I'm very unselfish. I take the game and I play it the right way every single night. So,
and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine.
That mindset right there keeps me in a really good place.
They need to have that mindset tonight.
Yeah, they need to have that mindset. DeMar, big, hairy American winning machines. Capitalize on Jakob Poeltl's 8 assists. Get him moving the ball, being that centerpiece. I thought that really was effective in that offense. DeMar DeRozan and DeJounte Murray are playing pretty well together. They're averaging nearly 42 points, almost 11 boards, and 13 assists between the two. But unfortunately, that backcourt sounds all-star worthy, but we're only 3 and 5 with those kind of numbers.
Nothing this year with this Spurs team has made sense. So I'll go with that.
Well, we'll see if they can make sense tonight. You mentioned that they have set the game times for the Suns. Those last two will be closing out. Don't forget this weekend, the Tim Duncan goes into the Hall of Fame. Our Mother Network's got this thing covered from front to back. Make sure you're tuning in, and keep your Kleenex handy. It's going to be an interesting weekend. There's going to be some tears shed, I'm sure, as we welcome Tim into the Hall of Fame.
And tomorrow, 4:30, mark your calendar, set a reminder on your phone, on your calendar. Sean Elliott will join us tomorrow at 4:30 to talk Timmy going into the Hall.
We got that in just in time. Sean, tomorrow, the Spurs tonight, and the Rangers going to win. Thanks for hanging with us. This has been the Blitz. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Cowboys take Micah Parsons in the first round.
While I wanted offensive linemen, you knew they were going to help the defense. Getting Micah Parsons kept them off of Washington because there was